Yep, it's good.
And you can hear player audio? Yeah?
Yeah, I could hear myself and I was like, ugh.
Okay, that's fine, as long as
Ugh.
we got audio. Yeah.
Ugh.
Right, so, welcome to the Keepers of the Golden Gate session 110. Right?
Wow.
Longest campaign I've ever run. Yep. Longest campaign I've ever run. This is the furthest outside the Shire I've ever been, Mr. Frodo. So, yeah, it is the 15th of October, 2021. We're in the right year at least, in case accidental time traveling GM happens again. And yeah, Ryan the GM, here are the players.
Hiya, I'm Adrian and I play Arya Bluebird, the half-elf druid.
Hey.
Sorry, birds. Still difficult.
Hello, I'm Sean and I play Bastiel, the Warforged cleric.
Hi, I'm Scott. I play Crumbar, who should still be a half-orc paladin.
Yep.
Hi, I'm Hannah, and I play Isla, a tiefling sorcerer.
Hi, I'm Natalie and I play Maratus, the Dark Elf Wizard.
I'm Callie, otherwise known as Hedonism Bot, and I'm playing Threen the Fair Bog Ranger.
Excellent. So good. One of my favourites as well, to be fair.
Zombie!
Oh, it's so good. Yeah. So here we are. Like, yeah, this is us. 110 in.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's what we do.
Indeed.
You know it. Right, so, who wants to catch Adri up on what she missed?
Yes, please.
Your bird's back! Your bird's back! Major thing, bird back, Bruce safe. That's the only thing I
Bird.
know.
Back.
But then
Bird
we
is
needed to
back.
free Celeste, the other bird, so we tried to teleport that bird via your bird. And, yeah.
Now all the birds are
I'm
gone.
confused.
Yeah.
You tried to free.
He's messing with you, sweetheart. Bastiel, that's enough.
Bad Bastiel.
I will look at my father's
We
books and I will
didn't
figure out how to
break
deconstruct you.
any more of your things. We promise.
Oh, dear.
But no, Ruya's safe. My mum turned up with Ruya and her immediate response was, I don't want this anymore. So,
Take it away.
yes.
Good bird.
So that's probably the most important
Good
thing
bird.
to you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what they tell you, right? If you ever get kidnapped, be so annoying that they just want to release you, right?
Is that what it anyway? So what else did she miss?
We're currently chilling with the white right now.
Yeah.
Went to say hi and see if she could maybe give us some
Why am I not surprised?
reassurance that if her brother, the red, starts misbehaving, that she will hopefully deal with him. And we were relatively reassured of that, I would say.
I've just fucking ordered.
What else have we? We can't do the thing with the wards to fight with the red because the wards were trying to hold the Omen ward, but that doesn't matter anymore
Oh,
due to a cutscene that we don't know about.
you know nothing.
We don't know. Magna's back.
Oh.
Magna's back. Where is
Oh,
he?
yeah! Magnus back.
With just
Well, not all of them.
Just out of curiosity, did we ever find out Moreno, what relationship exactly he has with the white?
Mum.
Yes. He's got a whole other name.
Oh my god. I did think so because of the name being similar, but I was like, I hope it's his aunt, because if it's his mum, then something happens to him.
Yeah.
Oof. So this is worse than us being friends with Gestoria the princess.
His mum's
and
pretty chill
fearing her
about it.
daddy.
His mum's pretty chill about it. Like, we were all standing there in the room
Because he's
talking,
okay,
and
right?
he's well.
Because he's okay.
Everyone
If
was
we were,
fine.
if any hair on his perfect head were to be hurt, then I don't know. I would fear what she would do. to
I'm
us
starting to wonder
or
what
anybody
anyone
else.
could really do to Moreno, because the more we sit
Oh
with
yeah,
him,
he
the more it's
seems.
like he's actually OP. He's just himbo. So yeah, if anything managed to damage him, I don't think she'd blame us. I think she'd be like, "Okay, who did that? We need to chat."
Speaking of, if it's been 2 weeks, then yeah, we also the red flattened the wastes. Don't know if we've covered that, which is why the red is
Again, unsurprising.
Yes. Cerule thought we were all dead and panicked and called a brother, and he turned the wastes into a giant sheet of glass. Which, hey, the abyss is like partially sealed for a wee bit.
He's also
but lots of
nesting
people
in
dead.
Golden Citadel.
Yeah.
So we're not sure if Crumbar may or may not be the last of the Golden Order.
Mhm.
They were all at the abyss, and then the red turned up. Yeah. Chances were slim.
I shouted at Maratus that I work for the blue, and then Cerule showed up and transported us to the waste. We haven't
Marathis
spoken
and
about that yet.
Aingula are not talking to each other.
No.
Marathis
We are
is
in awkward
very angry.
city.
Very much.
Yeah, so I don't know if you caught in the middle of all that there, Arya, but the Golden Citadel is in ruins now.
I kind of expected everything to be in ruins after that.
I like that. I like that. I wasn't there for like a week, so I assumed everything went to shit.
No. Just from what was said about
No, it was
the
valid.
red.
It was
no,
valid.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, we
dear.
didn't have our
But
restraining
that's good that you
influence.
put it that way. We all know
measured
that Arya
responses.
is mum. Team mum. So
Exactly. This was the.
I
No.
even had the soccer mobile
Yep.
until I left for
I don't know if you heard it as well, but
and it became dust.
the party got a cutscene of Magna returning as well at some time later. I am as well.
Mm-hmm.
He totally wrecked the ward in Omen doing so. But
Yeah.
he's got Justoria, and he's minus an arm and an eye. And he's kind of wrecked, but he's got Justoria. But they are.
Does she look like she's herself again, or does he
Justoria?
just have a massive
Nope,
crazy
he's got
demon
Justoria.
with him?
Just hugging a demon.
I mean, it was worth it. I mean, his arm, his leg, his eye, whatever. It's just
Omen, the whole of Omen.
But there's
possibly the rest of the wards in the world.
Yeah,
but...
in the last few sessions, we have established that this world has just suffered a 5-figure death count in the space of maybe 2 weeks, round about 2 weeks, and it's potentially going to
let's
climb.
not think of that. Those are all NPCs. Just stories.
God, that's so dark.
They're specifically unnamed NPCs.
No, I'm sorry. I think Crumbar might disagree.
Guys, you know I'm
he
being
knew a
silly,
few of the
but
Golden Order.
yeah.
I think everyone's had
Yeah,
that moment where
I am being
Marine.
silly, guys. You know that.
I know.
No, the Marine
That's
was
just me.
in
I
the
respond to
warthog turret.
tragedy with humor.
Totally serious.
Ryan, no, no, no.
Ryan,
Where's
yes.
The thumbs, where's the thumbs down? Thumbs down. No.
Oh dear.
Where's the other one? I need one. Where's it?
So yeah, they also went and spoke to Agana Sidali and spent 210 platinum.
For 4 arrows.
On 4 arrows.
Look, that's an investment.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I
What were they
wasn't
made of?
there.
That's how that works.
Well,
Right?
there was
Could have been
supposed
a
to be
bigger
20.
investment.
And
So
then
you
a
suddenly
light
stop being
spell.
able to count or something?
No, they're sensitive to light, and someone maybe cast Holy Weapon,
Oh,
and it was
Ooh.
And then
it was a
made
beautiful
everything
moment.
glow. And then the arrows just
Yeah,
dissolved.
they're super cool arrows though.
Serene, do you want to tell Arya what they do?
Oh, so they only work in the dark. That's why if they get hit by light, then they turn to dust. But basically, they're an auto hit, so you can just shoot them, and they'll hit your target
Nice.
in the dark when you can't see them. So yeah, it'll be super useful. We have 4 of them, so see how it
Better than
goes.
one.
Just
Isn't
a
it
Better than
thought.
one.
fighting something that. Wait.
Just a thought. Like there's people here that can make fire, and fire usually makes light.
But
But then
this
the
is an
things in the
auto
dark can
hit.
see
That'd be
you.
like low light, and it'd be a disadvantage. What is that? Auto hit.
And it means people could see your fire.
Fine, okay.
Wait, low light. I did low light, and they
Fine.
vanished from
You
this
did
very.
bright light.
No, you.
It's the first sentence I think
Fine,
almost.
you got fancy arrows, fine.
They cost
You did.
210
Yeah.
platinum. It
Don't-
wasn't like they were free.
Yeah, don't poo
Yeah, no.
poo my arrows. They're great.
We
Yeah.
we had to pay to maintain a relationship there.
Yep. It was a
Mhm.
good choice, I think, though. It was definitely a good
Yeah.
choice.
100%. And to be fair, we've been sitting on that platinum
I'm
for.
joking, guys, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really well.
No, I get it.
I got
It's
to
useful.
talk to her about tieflings,
Hmm?
and that was fun
Yeah.
and awkward because
Awkwardly.
Crumbar went, "She's a tiefling, you're a tiefling, talk to each other," and it was like, oh, awkward.
Awkward.
But
But very
yeah.
in character, let's face it.
100%, absolutely, in keeping.
Yep.
So that was fun. Got some more things to stew over.
Yeah.
So just to double check, am
Yep.
I correct in assuming that a day has passed at the very least?
Since when?
That's
Or
what
a
I'm trying to
few.
figure out.
Okay, so what's the last thing you remember Arya doing? Because I think the last thing you were in was perhaps Prisma
Freaking out
talking.
about the bird.
Before that, weren't you in the part where Prisma had... No, maybe you weren't actually. Maybe you weren't
And we
in that.
managed to get out
Yeah.
after being birds.
Hmm.
2 sessions. back.
And me freaking out about my bird, and
Yeah.
Murata's freaking out about his mum. You know, two very equal
Right,
things.
okay, so-
Totally. Totally on par, you know.
Well, essentially, you've been in Horizon for the better part of like a day and a half, I guess, right? It has been about like a day and a half, I think.
Yeah, we have slept. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's been like a day and a half, maybe easily like 2 days in Horizon, unless I'm forgetting any other time things. And then you've moved to
Mm.
Forge.
I don't like it here.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they're
I don't like it here.
so they're in Forge. Patravangius is there, and he looks a lot healthier than he did before. He's at least standing and walking normally, which is a plus.
Oh, bless him.
So that's good. They've also... What else happened in Forge that's worth mentioning?
Serene's been absconded by the white right now.
I mean, that's a
It
bit
doesn't-
aggressive. Serene asked to talk to the
What?
White.
yeah, I asked to talk to her, but then she doesn't want anyone else there. But I persuaded her that Maratus will
Moreno.
be there at least. Not Maratus, Moreno.
It's okay, I do it
Moreno
too.
will be there
Yep.
at least. So
Yeah.
so yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, you're pretty much just having a wee chat with Candir just about the state of affairs of the world gone to shit, mostly. Yeah,
Mhm.
it was good. Right, so on that note, I think that's pretty much everything, unless there's anything major, but I'm sure we can remember. Goals! Everybody's totally in the game manager, and tell me the goals!
Who would you like us to say the goals? There's many of us.
Everybody just do it all at once.
Okay.
In any order you
Oh,
fashion.
no.
Sign an eye of Janus.
Okay, GGW.
Oh,
So we've already sang the wards.
Right.
Have remaining wards reset to default.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I need to sort one out because mine was to get my bird back.
Yeah, you're getting to claim that this week, though.
Woo.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't let it stop you
Okay,
thinking
'cause
of
I
one,
totally
though.
cannot think of something.
That's okay.
immediately.
Use the session time to think of something for the end of the session, then, if you want. Unless something comes up mid-game, we can have a look at that. But yeah, essentially you'll get to claim that during this one. Right, Bastille, do you want to tell us your personal one? And we'll just go down the list, because we know that yours are yours,
Personal
since
one.
you're safe.
meet with the High Druid, but basically my personal goal is get the new Eye of Janus, the group goal, because that's kind of part of it.
Cool. Serene.
Mine is what's up with the Fae and everything else in Omen that I found through Primeval Awareness that should have gone off. Dun, dun, dun.
Yes, Isla.
Uncover new information about tieflings and the link to the Abyssal Breach.
Hey.
Hey, I know it. I haven't managed to open things yet, but
okay.
I know my goal.
Yep. Grumbar?
Go to Santa Car and punch shit in the face!
That isn't actually what
No.
your goal is.
No, investigate Santa
That's
Car's
the-
religious leaders for motivations against JJW, yo!
And Maratus.
Research into magics that allow us to re-enter Omen.
Yeah. Okay. Correct, Arya. We don't know. That was So what happened is they ended up with Candir wandering off with Serene and everybody parting ways in like the throne room of a forge, and then I did a sometime later text, and then that cutscene played. So.
And then Candir and Surin attacked Magna in hell.
That's what it is. It's just like them beating them up. They go on a
Exactly.
montage. Is it the
You got it.
Rick and Morty with Rick and Summer, right? When
Yeah.
they bodybuild and then go punch everybody. Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
Go and give
Oh,
it
that's
to
the best thing.
Yep.
It's
X gonna give it to you. Yep. Hey, I'm up for that headcanon. Okay. Yeah, that's our goals. Where does everybody go when Serene, Moreno, and Candir wander off? Where do yous go, gang?
Where were they wandering off?
They're gonna-
Away.
gonna-
To talk about blood magic.
I'll go. I want to go back to my home.
You take everybody else with you?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's everybody goes
And,
to
I'll
Bastiel's
go-
pad.
yeah. Along the way, I want to ask Maratus specifically what they specialize in and what do they need to carry on working.
What are we talking about specifically here?
What do you do, like on an academic level? What's your degree in?
Who is your wizard school and what do you do?
Yeah.
Last year, I think we've established that I am not like my father. I have no talents in this. And I just kind of loosely gesture to the surroundings.
You just sling magic. Okay, I guess that's useful.
Dad, what do you do? You just
Yes,
have to
but
ask for your magic off of something else first.
I'm a specialist, and my magic reflects that. And then I gesture towards the spear.
Yes. I inquire, what are you doing? And what is that? You just had that after you came back from where she took you yesterday.
Ah, well, we haven't made any progress in acquiring a Black Fang spear, so I intend to make my own. I'm waiting for Maratus to laugh. I'm looking at him dead in the eye.
You actually,
The
the
look
applause
you-
sign is flashing behind your head.
I just kind of look, and it's just, I want to applaud you, but also laugh. The notion that you think you can build what is something of a celestial construct, if you, in the sense of that, and that you could build it. I admire that ambition, but I feel that not that you're not up to the task. I don't think anyone here is up to the task.
Well, I stand on the shoulders of giants. I think the Red Dragon's Flame is a decent start. Let's see what we can do next.
And what do you intend to use Red Dragon for, apart from killing more people?
It's done. That's checked off the list. Maratus wasn't there in the waste, right? Yeah, he went off.
Was there,
I'll
was
take it.
put back.
Yeah, I'll take off my back. This came from the wastes. This is his handiwork.
Are you telling that thing, your hand, is made from the mass grave that is now the waste? You desecrated a mass grave for some glass.
It is. It's exquisitely rare.
There is a genuine look of like worry and disgust on Maratus's face. You're supposed to be a cleric. You're supposed to heal, help, and yet your blatant disregard for life becomes more and more concerning.
Maratus, I understand that. clerical work is far from your studies as a wizard, but defiling the barrier between life and death is what I do. I've ripped souls back into this realm.
And yet,
They were already dead.
and do they not deserve respect?
No, they're ashes.
Oh. So where's your tinkerer's grave then? This is
I
his
have no
place.
earthly clue.
Why don't we go dig him up then?
Can you
Would that-
revive him?
No,
I can't.
I don't intend to revive him.
If
I
I pause
intend to
yous here,
pick him
guys, as
apart.
well, like, Bastiel, you'd probably know that, like, you burn your people because big pyres and stuff, because Viking-y themed people.
Okay, yeah. So I'll just stick to I have no earthly clue where he
Yeah,
is now.
that's fine.
And
Cool.
in my head, that means his ashes are all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
It just concerns me. I mean, you clearly were created to kill. That's your purpose. I can see that. It's all over everything they make. So you perhaps have a bit more of a heart. Get that you don't actually have sometimes.
I kind of poke the spear like a pointy stick at Maratus' hand. Were you created for that?
This was an accident.
Oh, so
Not
you're
getting
capable of
on.
more then?
I used to be. But I wasn't made. Conception and creation, different things, dear.
Let this be known. We will stop at nothing to acquire the Black Fang Spear. That is what we do. And no matter what, as long as we do that, fewer people will die than if we don't.
Can
It
you
is the
guarantee
morally
that?
just choice.
I fear that you don't have morals, is what I'm saying here, Bastiel.
I take the long view. The best thing we can do for this world is acquire the spear.
There's a difference between a long view and viewing people as numbers. The moment you do that, it's not a war, it's math. Math doesn't have feelings, dear. Maths doesn't scream in the night as they realize their families are dead and never coming home.
I'm afraid, Maratus, war doesn't have feelings. That's why the screams result in nothing.
But that is why it's up to people like us, which is why I'd like to believe chose us, that we don't view people as numbers. Do everything we can to save every soul, every minute.
Maratus, look at us. We are beings of incredible destructive power. We were not chosen for our abilities or capacities to feel.
Perhaps not you.
So then, that would be your specialty.
My ability to actually have humility.
Okay then. How do I make that work for a house? Let's do that better.
How do you teach a creature without a heart how to?
You don't. You do it for him.
I am not here to do anything.
Okay. Well,
And I would like to be out of this place as soon as physically possible.
hmm.
I would much
All
rather
right.
not be another dead dark elf down here.
Let's see. Okay, I literally have no idea what Maratus is. What he does. I can't bring him back anything to do it better, so I'm just going to carry on.
Yeah.
Just going to go back on.
What about everybody else in the convoy towards the while this conversation's going on with the two at the front? Yeah, Isla, how much did that she creep up Isla's spine?
Mhm. Mhm. Should I hide
I
behind
do. I
Aria?
love,
Probably.
I love you,
Really?
Hannah. I do love you, Hannah.
Oh no, 100%, 100% makes total sense. I was really tempted to do that thing, which was just like very quietly, so no one can actually go. I'm gonna go see Dondrabella and just like run away.
And what about Arya?
Dondrabella.
Yeah, you want to go as well then, Scott?
Yeah, come, let's go see Dondrabella.
Okay. What about you, Arya? Where are you going? Are you going back to Bastiel's house, or are you going to see Dondrabella?
I think it might be a good idea to hang out with the entire gang. Just saying. Um, I mean, part of me is curious, but just to check, how was I narratively excused? 'Cause that's
Just by
something I was
being.
supposed to ask and I forgot.
So last time you were quiet because you were meditating on trying to connect with Ruya, and then obviously Lunaria brought Ruya to Horizon, and then you were transported with the gang to Forge because it wasn't leaving you in Horizon. So you've just been with the
Okay,
party
cool.
quiet. So this is why I'm saying, are you going to continue on with Bastiel and Maratis, or are you going to go with Isla and Crumbar?
I mean, I kind of do feel that those two together might end up killing each other, so it might be a good idea to go with them.
Oh,
Okay.
witness.
Yeah, I'm going to go with them then. That's good. That works for me. Cool. As long as I know where people are going. Right, so some time to get obviously Bastiel back to like the Brewblade residence. I keep in mind, Arya, somewhere in the back of your mind, there will be a Bluebird residence set aside for you now. I just don't know where that is, but obviously you do technically have like a noble house here now, so you've been given. Yeah, you've been given a residence.
There's the noble house of Bluebird.
Yep.
Which, you know, if it isn't already, I'm totally gonna dye it blue.
Bastiel wide.
Just blue paint the entire like
Paint
rocky
it.
face. Yep, I love it.
Yeah.
Love it. It's good.
I mean, do you expect anything?
Yeah, I like it. So at some point, like, just keep in mind that's a thing that Arya does have here in Forge. Just FYI. While you're heading that way, everybody else is gonna head towards go see Dondrabella. I assume you're heading to the library, then, as opposed to anywhere else.
God.
No, the quick gooseberry. Yes,
Okay,
the library.
I didn't realize library was in the plan, guys. If
If you want to switch, you can switch.
I feel
things,
like-
yeah.
You can retcon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Dondrabella?
Yeah. I'm like, that one's made of really really hard stuff, hard to kill, and that one's magical enough to like get himself out of
I
trouble.
like to immediately be like, they
And
won't
if
kill
not,
each
I'm
other
sure
in the
you can
first
scratch
try.
into-
It'll be fine.
We'll at least hear the fight first. We'll get about 10 minutes to get there before they've actually succeeded.
Oh, Forge is so big.
Yeah.
We would never hear it.
Like
No,
the
I've
locations
actually
that they're
not
talking about are probably about
seen
2 hours
kill
apart.
anybody, so I'm thinking we'll just bring him
Jesus.
back. Yeah, I think if he did by accident, if Bastiel by accident did kill Maratus, he'd bring him back. So it'd be fine.
He'd take the 59 seconds to look through his gear first, though,
Joking.
and then bring him back. Look at you laughing and tugging your collar. Okay, so Bastiel and Maratis head to Bastiel's place, the Brewblade residence, and then we've got Isla, Crumbar, and Arya are heading to the main library, the Lower Master's Library in the Forge. So that buys me a bit of time with Serene and Candir. Yay! And Moreno. So
And Moreno.
you all head off into I mean it's taken about like 5-10 minutes worth of that conversation that just happened. And you just get to like a fairly kind of like modest looking kind of like room that seems to be a combination of like almost like a kind of a big hotel suite type idea where there is like a bed and stuff set into the wall. There is like furniture as if you could host something here if need be. So it's almost a bit like a very very fancy room that somebody would stay in. But a bit like a hotel suite's the vibe that you're getting from it. And you're led into there. And Candir walks over and just like sits on one of the kind of couches that face like a kind of raised up piece of stone that acts as a coffee table and gestures to the other side of it. Marino kind of stands by the door
I kind of awkwardly hurry over to where she pointed to
Mhm.
and sit down, like just on the edge.
Yeah. And she smiles at you, and she doesn't say anything for like 30 seconds, unless you break the silence.
I'd no, probably be awkwardly just
Yeah.
kind of looking around, look at Moreno and being like,
Yeah, Moreno's just kind of like
Anything?
idling at the door. Like he's not sitting down or anything. He's kind of like almost as if he was like an escort. He's just staying put. And then after like a minute of silence, she then says, "Why are you so nervous, Serene Grove?"
I well, I don't know. You're an imposing figure.
She has like the biggest smirk on her face when you say that, and she says, "Are you perhaps sensitive to the cold?"
I wouldn't say especially more than the average person.
And then like she like just like gestures her hand up over her shoulder, and all like the kind of lava flows like bubble up, and like you can actively feel the room get warmer.
Ooh.
And she says,
well,
"I'm rather
thank you.
what's the word she would use? What is a good word here? I'm rather because I don't need, the phrase I was gonna say is I'm rather deaf to the temperature, but that is not what she would say.
Numbed, accustomed to.
Yeah, I think, yeah, something that implies that, right? I won't waste time trying to work out the word, but she says something that implies that the temperature doesn't seem to bug her.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe accustomed. Yeah. And she just kind of says, "Is that more comfortable for you?" It probably is.
Oh, yes. It's that is a bit better. Thank you.
Like it probably went from being like morgue temperatures up to being like room temperature, if that helps you for the RP.
Oh yeah.
And then she says, "You had questions for me regarding your experiences within Anvil."
Oh yeah. I just kind of wanted to know your thoughts on it. If you had any ideas what happened really. So
She kind of just stares at you, and then she looks like at your hand, and she says, "As I mentioned in the throne room, it is perhaps because we have awakened something within your blood. This is my fault, I fear, so I am regretful that it may have caused you distress."
well, not just distress. A lot of students died.
She gives you like a look, and then she says, "My concerns lie with you.
And what might your concerns be?
Do you believe this to be an isolated incident? Do you not fear that this perhaps could cause other unknown possibilities?"
Well, I've tried not to pick up any books since.
Like
Or
with
is it
that, like
not?
you notice Moreno just sits next to you. Doesn't say anything, just sits next to you on the couch as if he got obviously bored of standing.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Yes, I think it might be advisable if you avoid anything slightly unstable, magically speaking."
What? Like what?
Well, there's books that you seem to have connected with.
Well, I didn't really, intentionally up at this book. It
Kandira
I was
cuts you
in a
off, right? She
library
puts like
and
her hand up and she cuts you off and waves her hand and goes, "I'm not here to judge you, Serene. Speak confidently, speak freely. It is unfortunate what happened in Anvil, but it is done. We may as well move forward and try and mitigate what we leave in our wake."
well, how do I stop it from happening again? Besides avoiding all, magical things, which we do come across a lot. So that might be difficult.
This is my
in our
concern as well. And she just like, there's a moment of complete agreement with you there, right? Like, yep, it's
Yeah.
probably why we're having this conversation.
Yeah.
She can like, she takes like a moment of like, you can actively see she's composing herself. And she says, "I do have thanks for you, however. You did help in my endeavors."
With finding your brother.
And she goes to say something, she stops herself and then smiles and then looks at you and then she says, "In knowing that he wishes to remain unfound." She doesn't look exactly pleased by that.
Oh. So you managed to contact him at least?
After a fashion, yes. I am aware that he has chosen to remove himself from this world for now. You can imagine we are old, my siblings and I, and we do tire from time to time.
No, nod.
Yeah, this is like maybe the realest you've ever seen Candir ever be. Right? Like, this is, like, yeah, we're old and we get tired. Like,
Yeah. I'm trying to kind of like, I don't know, coax her into talking more without talking much myself.
yeah, you could do a
So,
performance
like,
roll if
fill
you wanted,
silences
or
and stuff.
you could do maybe a performance or a persuade, depending on how you want to phrase it. But I'd let your body language and like your like social cues and stuff trigger that, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Performance and persuasion is the same.
Also, my camera broke. Let me fix my camera.
Gonna do it.
Well, hey, I'm
I
back.
put it on my. Oh, is it done? Is it done?
No. I'm awaiting it still, unless someone else has got it already. Nope, nothing yet.
That could 100% be my roll 20.
Nope, I ain't got it neither. I don't think anybody else has. So
Oh no. Okay.
try again, and if not, we can get somebody else to. I don't mind
I'll try.
budding you all up with your character sheets if you want.
The last roll I've got is the D8.
Samesies. Also, I
Yeah,
probably should
okay.
put in session 110 starts.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it's cool.
I'm trying to scroll down on this.
It's okay, if you need me to go in, I don't mind doing it for you. Or I'll assign somebody else if you want to pick a buddy, and they can use your sheet for you.
Maybe I tried. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I tried doing it on my phone as well and just didn't like it.
It's okay.
either,
Do you want to pick a buddy? Pick somebody there to be your character sheet buddy.
I can be good and like get up for just press the button and run back.
Feel free to stay, horizontal if you have to.
Right, I can do it. Okay.
Be the best you can be.
Rubbish.
Yeah, unfortunately. It's not a good role.
Oh, it's not worth it.
But at the same time, it does kind of, it's maybe that she's clearly just not paying attention to your social cues, right? And like your body language and stuff.
Mhm.
That's what we can read from that. So obviously, if you then decide to take a more active approach into it, we could see how that goes. So while that happens, she then, as if she's trying to change the subject a little, she'll say, "Perhaps we should look into this blood a little further then, but it will require. And she smiles, and her sharper teeth are on display. She goes,
Oh no.
"Yeah." And she puts
I
her hand
sort
out
of,
across the table.
instinctively, instinctively like pull my hand back.
And she kind of has her hand still kind of gestured open, and she says, "Unfortunately, my ways aren't quite so external."
So, do you really have to fight me again? Just
She then holds up her
what
other
happened after
hand.
last time?
She holds up her other hand and just shows like the fact that like her nails are like incredibly sharp pieces of what look like almost glass or ice. And she says, "I could perhaps just." She like makes a motion with her hand. Either way, I'll have to take blood.
Maybe just use one nail this time.
And she says, "I'll be as gentle as I can be." And she puts her hand out again.
I put out my other hand that didn't get.
Okay, right. So your right hand or your left hand? Your left. Your left. So your right hand was the first one that I think happened, right? And then your right. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So so we can tell if
If they act differently.
If they both open up again, or
Okay. Yeah. And she takes the hand. She draws her finger down it. You don't feel any of it, because your hand feels that tingly, numb way. And then she takes the blood from like her fingertip, and she does, like rub it on her tongue. And she sits there, and she says, "You can stop holding your breath if you wish." And then she like runs her finger kind of like down the hand where she obviously her nail cut it, and it's that kind of frostbite effect where then it just all like kind of fades back to room temperature and it's healed again. And she fixes the wound for you. And she's there, and she says, "It might take me a moment or two to detect anything unusual within there, but I will call for you if I discover anything unusual with the blood. Is there anything else you wish to ask of me while we have this privacy?"
I don't think so, but it's such a good opportunity to get to know you better. Heard some nice things about you from Moreno.
She laughs quite like warmly, and she says, "Oh really? Such as?" And he just kind of very gently elbows you.
It's like, oh well, just what a good mother you are. Like clearly just trying to big her up a little bit and just like, oh, it's just talk about how like strong you are and how
giving away all my weaknesses, was he?
Just
and she kind of laughs with that.
It's like fake chuckle.
Yeah. There's definitely an air of like put on fake pleasantries. Yep.
Yeah.
And she says, "Yes, my children are all very proud of their mother."
Oh, you have more than Moreno.
How many white dragons did you count in the throne room? How many left to defend your homeland? And how many have you seen in your travels?
Oh, there. I suppose you are the mother of all. Yeah, that makes sense. Just didn't really know how dragons.
She laughs again, right? As if this was not how she expected the conversation to go. She goes, "You wish to know of our reproduction methods?"
No, it's not that. I
Baka.
don't know. Your families are like my family. Like there's
Dandabile.
lots of little families together. Like there's not just one mother. That would be strange for us. With lots of families. Not.
Yes, the species that followed
I
us did
don't.
complicate things. Yes. This needs to intertwine.
Well, I've sufficiently embarrassed myself. So
She kind of laughs again and
um,
she like puts her hand up because she clearly can't stop the laugh enough to actually say anything, and she puts her hand up and kind of like waves that off, and then when she kind of composes herself more, and she goes, "No, there is nothing to be embarrassed about. Very few people take an interest in anything so mundane about my kind. Generally, it's how wealthy we are and how quick we are to kill."
that's one thing. Moreno, I don't know if you really want me asking this, but
He just looks at you like, "What?"
Moreno, Moreno doesn't seem interested in gold. Is that just like a stereotype about dragons? Do you not like
She
gold?
smirks again and she says, "I think you've been listening to one too many dwarven tales."
Don't have tails.
You hear echoing through the halls of Forge.
Oh, well, that's good to know. I'm sure probably there's it's the same with every race, I suppose, that there's all these stories and things that might not necessarily be true.
She
Good to know.
like she kind of almost again she calms herself a bit down from like the kind of amusement the conversation brought her, and she says, a lot of the scholars who study mankind confuse our connection to the land with an interest in fabricating objects from the minerals found within.
Oh, I've definitely learned something, so thank you. That's happening a lot recently.
She smiles pleasantly at that and kind of like tilts her head as if acknowledging the thanks.
Maybe we should go now, Moreno.
He just like looks
Thanks
as
for your
he's just woke
time.
up and he goes, "Yep, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yes, to somewhere else."
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Thank you, and yeah. Let me know if you find anything out about the blood, because staying away from magical objects is going to be difficult, and now I'm really worried about touching anything.
As I said, I would not worry unless I find something to be concerned with. I will let you know as soon as I know. She like stands up and puts like a hand on your shoulder. A kind of reassuring attempt, Don't know if it does reassure Serene, but it is clearly an attempt.
It's really cold.
Yeah, it's definitely like I wouldn't say it's like uncomfortably cold, but if it stayed there for any period of time, it will be. And it is definitely a chilled hand. And she says, "I am confused at my interest in you and your kind, but I am willing to explore this as long as you will allow me to explore this connection. It has led me at least part of the way towards a missing sibling of mine, and I thank you for this. You will have a friend in me for the foreseeable future."
Wow, that's really kind of you. Thank you. Yes, as long as you're helping keep my family safe, whatever you wish to know.
She does that thing where she creates one of those crystals again she made last time, like the kind of like ice shard things, and she hands you another one, and she says,
Mm-hmm.
if you wish to contact them again. If you don't, keep it with you. You may change your mind.
Thank you. I think I'll hang on to it until
She puts like her other
I really
hand
miss
on
them.
like Moreno's like forearm. And she goes, "Family's ever so important. I understand that." And then she essentially ushers you out the door.
Or can I insight check her?
You can.
on
What
that?
for?
I see. I just want to see if she like
Her inciting.
was there like any like resentment towards Moreno? Did she seem like she was just putting it on for
Okay.
show
Okay. Yeah.
him specifically?
Let's see what we get. Let's see.
Da, 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 da. I will do it.
Yep.
Insight.
Well, hey!
Holy
Mother of gods.
Wee
Oh my
wee
God,
wee wee
three.
wee wee wee.
Wee, 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 wee.
So no, like it genuinely seems like family's important to her. You raised the subject of like her family with her as well. She was obviously talking about like your concerns and her protection of yours. Essentially, like you get the impression that she does seem to like give a shit about you, your people, and her obviously, like well at least Moreno, if nobody else. There's a very genuinely warm vibe to that moment. And it's maybe you're even reading into the fact that maybe she doesn't get to be that a lot. Maybe there's a lot of you are like the progenitor of the white line, thus one of the oldest enemies, blah blah blah, right? Maybe there is definitely vibes of that came out through the whole kind of conversation you had with her. So yeah. And then
Oh, okay. So yeah, as a leave, I'll just take both of her hands, like the double,
Yep.
like hand, hold and just be like, thank you, and then leave.
Yeah, and as you're leaving, she does the ominous thing where she stands in the doorway and says one last chilling thing, which is, "I will be leaving for Omen to investigate the
Oh God.
wreckage that
Oh
you've
God.
spoken of. If my brother has free reign of the skies, I'm sure I'll discover soon enough if I can make it to the island. I will help who I find, but I cannot guarantee they will accept my help. Feel free to inform your companions."
Oh, okay, I will. Have you got any advice for getting back to Omen?
She like raises an eyebrow because again she has them, and she looks at you and says, "You wish to return?"
Yes, we wanted to go back and see how we could help, see how the ward was, and well, I also saw some. Well, I sensed some weird things in Omen, and a bit concerned. So, lots of reasons, but yes.
Do any of your group get travel sick?
Not that I know of.
Then perhaps I can ferry you across the sky.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yes.
wow, that would be very generous. Thank you. That would be
Yeah, she's
great.
not
Thank
ready by
you.
the time I leave. I am not waiting. And then she closes the doors
When
and then just
when are
closes
you
them. She's
when
done.
are you leaving?
Scott, you fucking legend.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Hurt your heart, below.
Oh dear. Yep.
Okay, so yeah, at that point, then I'm like, oh shit, we gotta go find everyone. Turn to Moreno and like, do you have any way of contacting people? Because I don't know where they've gone.
I think they are back the way we came.
That's very helpful.
He just nods.
Thanks. maybe they'd be at the. I suppose I think the. Have I been? I haven't been to Bastiel's. Have I been to Bastiel's?
Yeah, but wait, no.
No, Isla's been.
I
I've
don't think I
been.
have.
Yeah.
You've been. The only
Yeah.
places I've been are like the pubs and the library. So I'd
Pubs,
probably
the
go
jail,
to the library.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'd probably go to the library.
Sure,
Think.
that makes
Maybe,
sense.
maybe
yeah.
they'd go see Don Drabella.
Mhm.
That's the only other place I'd know. And I'd get lost in going to the pub.
Marina looks at you and goes, "Hey,
Get
you
stuck
might be
there.
right. Who's that?" And then I guess we just like fade away from that scene on that note. Yep. I guess we go to team library. Yeah. So you get there and yep, like the library's like surprisingly busy.
Oh.
Yeah, lots of people like coming and going. Yeah. He's walking, I assume. And sat behind the kind of librarian's desk is this clearly like, I don't know, very young, maybe like just shy of being a teenager dwarf, sat at the desk and looking at the gang going, "Yous aren't dwarfs."
Someone else want to reply before I get into a fight?
Why would you get into a fight?
Good call.
No, but we're friends of Don Drabella.
Your skin's all blue.
Yes. My mother said it's because she ate too many blueberries, but I don't think that's true.
Ha! And he kind of looks a bit confused. And he goes, "What if you ate something else? Would you change colour?"
And yet, I'm so tired. Can I change my No, I can just change my eyes with dramaturgy.
Yeah, I think it's more like disguise self or something like that, but we need to bump
I
into.
could do that, but only once, and that wouldn't be as fun. No, so she'll stick with, it hasn't happened yet,
Okay.
but maybe I've not been eating the right things.
And he looks quite excited at that. And he goes, "What kind of things do you think it could be? If blueberries made you blue, I don't think I've ever had blueberries. I assume they're blue."
Yes, purple, it's a very interesting name.
He looks a bit confused and he goes, "What do you want with my gran?"
Oh!
Is this the wee dick who I thought was Eremos?
Probably. The kid you chased through the library who was sneaking around, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Do you say anything, Grandpa Aria? I feel like you know Don Drabella better.
I'm saying nothing considering I probably traumatized the child.
God. I mean, traumatizes. Not enough said, but yeah.
Well, she used to travel with us, and we were back in Forge and thought we'd say hi. We miss her.
Okay. He just looks at everybody.
It would be lovely to see her.
He just doesn't say anything, he's just staring at everybody, trying to take it like in all the new people.
Is she here?
And he goes, "Yeah, somewhere." And he points like down like the long kind of stacks of library. There's a lot of people here though today.
Oh, yes, I'm sure we can find her then. And I'll be like, come on. Just trying to like not reading the room essentially, and just like being like, yeah, sure, okay, let's go. I mean, I'm used to being around and finding things, you know, if I can find things in the woods and such, surely I can find Don Drabella in a library, come on.
It's kind of the same thing, right?
Different stages of their
I
existence.
mean, worst case scenario, I could just make myself into a bird and just fly over, but hey.
So
Team Bird.
Let's not do that.
yeah, he's head through
Okay.
the stacks, and then you can see like Don Drabella's like in the middle of like, you know, pulling a pile of books off and handing them to like various like, you know, other dwarfs. Kind of just like talking away. Obviously, she's speaking in Dwarven, so those of you that don't speak Dwarven don't know what she's saying. And then she kind of gets like, she clocks you lot, and she kind of finishes what she's saying with the other dwarfs, and then like hands the pile of books over to one of the people that weren't quite ready for them, who like, you know, almost stumble, getting the entire pile thrust upon them. Then she just pushes through them all. She goes, "Oh, this isn't going to be good news, is it?"
Yeah, it's like awkward. Like,
Just an awkward
We were
silence.
excited to see you, but oh yeah, the world's fucked.
I'm just gonna kind of say it's like, old friend.
Hey,
Glad to
I'm not
see
that
you're
old.
well. Laughs.
Excellent roleplay, Scott. Excellent roleplay. GM, roleplays.
No, I think Crumbar generally just says laughs. I believe that. That's how Crumbar laughs.
Oh dear. Like the Hanar from Mass Effect that also spoke that way. Oh dear.
Yeah, so I'll just be like, how have things been in Forge?
How have they been? Busy.
Hmm.
How have they been out there?
Oh.
Hell walks the earth.
So nothing new then.
Nothing new. All this same battle, just different enemies.
It's kind of nods. She goes, "Who are we fighting now?"
It appears the Red has decided to intervene.
Isla looks very conflicted with those that wording.
And she like she takes like a kind of deep, kind of sorrowful breath, and she goes, "Now there'd been rumours, but nothing confirmed. Takes a while for anything to get this far, both north and underground. But the reports we'd got weren't good."
The Red has scorched the abyss and a lot of the. Is it the wastes?
Yeah,
No,
the wastes.
desert? Yeah,
the desert wastes. That's what it's called.
Yeah, the desert wastes.
Kind of nods, and she goes, "Isn't there meant to be things to prevent that? I thought that was what the Magna's job was." She points at you and just like, them.
Points at
who,
sorry?
Isla.
Oh right,
I said wards.
Yeah.
I don't work for Magna. Fuck that.
Oh yes, another sort of travel news. We went to Omen. It's weird. And something happened to the ward there. And then something happened to the wards everywhere. And then, yeah.
You think that's maybe what's happened to allow the engine to get this far south?
I nod awkwardly. Yeah. Yeah, I feel they.
Yeah, she looks like you'd have added like a whole pile of books onto her shoulders. That's the look she's got. And she says, "I'm not going to go fight a dragon for you. I've actually already done that for you."
We wouldn't ask that again.
She laughs and goes, "Aye, because you know I'd beat you." She winks.
I would just kind of like crack my knuckle. Nope. Crack my knuckles and just be like, round two anytime you want, Don Jabella.
She just said like a very curt like ha, and then as if remembering the weight of the conversation going. But why are you here? Like what? I mean, we're all hands on deck here before the. And she like nods her head back to the big massive group of people all kind of congregated. Like after the, Patrivanges' meeting with Magna. Didn't it go well? So far as I hear.
What is it you're looking into?
She just like gestures at every shelf. She goes, anything? Everything?
Good place to start.
We don't really have the martial might we once did at our disposal, so we're gonna have to go back to our, wisdom, shall we say.
I need I need some help from you. I know you're busy, but I need to find out as much information about Santa Cora and its influential leaders as I can. Do you have anything on this?
She kind of looks at you and is like, probably not much, if anything. Like, it's not really something we'd be tracking. She kind of like shakes her head side to side. Not that many dwarfs in Santa Cora.
That's good information.
Well, I'm glad I could help. She just chuckles.
Ask her what is there then.
Yeah. What is there then, Santa Clara?
Oh, my man.
Role plays.
I can role plays. Look, I will.
It's almost HK-47 from Star Wars KOTOR when it goes, inquiry. What is there then? Sarcastic retort. So, yeah, she looks at it and she goes, as far as I know, it's a bunch of religious places of worship, right? Last refuge of the holy or something? Shrugs.
Love. Oh my god, it's Cleric Omen. Oh.
Oh.
You have enough god packs, calm down.
You can always have more.
What secrets? Trade. I will owe Hela 1,000 deaths if you give me a car from Janus. You know?
Okay, so 1d1.
That was me role playing.
Okay, perfect.
I put that in ages ago.
It took a while. Maybe Roll20 was too busy rolling its eyes at you. So, okay. I think Donderbella just goes, there ain't much I can really tell you about the place. Honestly, it's one of Magna's cities. We wouldn't... She kind of like shakes her head. It's like, sorry to tell you, but this place is kind of full of, well, our point of view, as it were.
That's understandable. You don't know if Oradak has been about recently.
You're looking at you, still not found him?
And I just kind of like shake my head disappointedly, like feeling like we've almost kind of like, yeah. Tried looking, couldn't find him. We done bad.
She shakes her head and she goes, yeah, we got word he was missing about maybe 2 weeks ago, maybe, give or take. Not good. Especially if Anvils have ever attacked, he would have been at least somebody to rely on. You can imagine how nervous we are about that. A lot of the dwarven troops that remain, as far as I know, have been redistributed through the undermarch towards Anvil to try and reinforce the essentially front door of the dwarves, you know? Especially if the Reds bought us some time. We're trying to make as good use of it as possible, and she gestures vaguely at the crowd of busybodies behind her. She looks at you, Arya, and she says, I've not exactly had much time to look into how the lava is moved around, unfortunately. But it's still on my list. Still got to get to it.
I appreciate it regardless.
She kind of nods. But as I said, as soon as I know something, I'll let you know.
Arya's just gonna nod, probably looking a little bit guiltily.
That's okay, yeah, like she'll just resolutely nod back, and then she'll say,
Arya down knows.
yeah. And she says, is there anything else I can actually do, or because I have to kind of get back to this lot, otherwise they'll start putting books back on shelves, and that'll just annoy me. And she looks at the three of you. She goes, well, okay, That's
Well,
I think we just wanted to say hi.
Hi.
And I'll wave
hello.
awkwardly.
And she goes, yeah, okay, hello. Nice to see you all again. Genuinely nice to see you all again. It's good that we're all.
I have
Here to be seen.
Yeah. Weird that that's a thing. Aye.
I'm just
You have a plan, right? And she just looks at you almost like looking for hope.
like I just kind of laugh and go, haha. You
She
know how
and
I
as
am
soon
with
as you do
flat.
that, she just goes, fuck.
I just look at her and go, I do have a plan. Maybe you can help me with it if you feel you get the chance. The Red has destroyed the Order Hall, and with it the Golden Order. Sorry, not the Order Hall, the Citadel. I am going to rebuild the Order. I will need someone as a librarian and to keep the new archives we will find.
Oh, aye.
I can
Like,
think of
come
no one
see your
better
old
than
pal
you.
Dondra. Tell her that you have no plan, and then say when everything's fine, come, move your entire family south to where all the problems started. Okay, Crumbar. She just laughs.
I'll just smile at that.
That's it.
Yeah. She goes, I'll be here, probably, if you need me. If I can help, let me. And like the weight of those words does like reverberate a little. Like she has like, let me do something if I can. Is the kind of mood she's leaving you with. And she goes, I don't know, leave a note or something to get to me if yous are leaving, so at least I know yous are gone, I guess. She shrugs and goes, right. She starts like heading back and then starts like shouting and dwarven at the folks that are mingling around bookshelves, pulling books off shelves.
Pulling shelves off books.
Yeah, sure. So Bastiel Moratis, you get to your residence. Moratis, what you're realizing is like Bastiel's creator slash dad clearly was fairly well respected because, I mean, from what you've gathered from Inside Forge, the more land you are given, obviously the more important you are assumedly going to be, given they're in a mountain with finite space. So, yeah. It's a relatively, I wouldn't say comfortable to lavish area, like, because it involves like living quarters and like a generous workspace and such. So, it was definitely somebody that was respected. It's somebody you can easily tell. Yes.
Probably keeping an eye around me to see if any dwarfs are like following or I
No,
just
like
don't want a knife in the back.
after a while, like because it's like from the central location, because it's like an hour away from like the central location, you find that very few dwarves are like milling around here. Like this is definitely like a more residential area. But it's definitely more of a slightly more elitist residential area, shall we say?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know what that means.
Still not comfortable with not getting knifed.
Do I notice Maratis looking around? Feel like that.
I mean, I don't think it's that subtle, is it, Moratis?
No,
So,
I
yeah.
am openly just like, I don't want to be here.
Okay, so then when we get to the door, and I do my kind of kinetic lock, I'll just say under my breath, this will be a sanctuary. And, there's like a double entendre there.
The eyebrow just kind of goes up, catching it, but it's still not entirely amused about it. It's just like,
Yeah.
And I'll just head in quietly. But I don't, I'm quite near the threshold of the doors. If I ain't going in any further, he's sticking next to Bastiel as much as possible. Not comfortable. So what are we looking for here exactly?
We found it. Open my arms. It's just an open space where no one will kind of watch us.
Could we not have just left for Santa Cora? I would have preferred that.
We needed to do something here. I kind of gestured towards Marasa's hand. How's that for sweeping?
I mean, it's good at sweeping hearts out of chests. I imagine. I've not tested it very much.
Guess I'll pick some like piece of metal trash off the floor and chuck it. And I'll just say, start with this. And I'll just start kind of put my weapons down in very like what's the word? Like humbly, I guess. I'm on my like hands and knees, just like pushing shit off of the floor and hauling things around, throwing things, and just clearing a space in the middle,
Yeah.
like a mechanic would.
A second. Can I use prestidigitation to help?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just clear a space around them. Can just ask.
Beautiful.
Why am I holding this? I'm just looking at this sheet of metal you're throwing at me in my weird clawed hand, like, and?
He's still looking at the floor and moving things. He's like, so I don't have to.
Tosses it over my shoulder and it hits whoever it fucking hits.
Just the door frame that you're still standing near, probably.
Bastiel, what are you doing? Explain to me this, and I'll see what magics I have that can help facilitate this so we can leave quicker.
So Ryan, I know people know about the Phoenix. Are there any temples to it around in the world yet?
No.
Okay.
None that you are aware of as Bastiel, since the term Phoenix was relatively new to Bastiel.
Okay.
Like Ordak didn't have anything on it, let's put it that way.
Okay. Many of the tools at my disposal require me to think back to a place dedicated to Celeste, in my case. And there are none yet. This is a place I can call my own, and it will be the first. And I'll start by casting Stone Shape on the floor, and I'll just pull up 8 of the kind of the gates, the astral gates.
Yeah, like kind of like trying to like remember what the Celestial Nexus looked like. Essentially make like a diorama of it.
I was going to say, so not the actual gates, but just...
Oh, that would be...
And suddenly Forge is a fucking mess.
Yeah.
That spell.
What do you call that thing? I call it a space behemoth and it eats entire planets. Say hi.
Called Jeff.
Astral Dreadnought.
My name's Jeff!
Hey, let's stick with the scene.
Oh,
if we can. Okay, yep.
Yeah, I'll pull those up.
Yep.
And then I'll use like the trash or fabricate. I'll do 2 of them, I guess. I want to make this a proper sanctuary. So can I use the metal trash to first? I want to make a weapon on top of each pedestal, pointing so it makes a cone, so they're kind of touching each other at the end of their handles.
Okay, so you almost feel like you want like your mini Stonehenge to exist as a circle, and you want like the weapons to sit on top of them, touching each other to make like a kind of ring.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like a cone overall. It'll be like one of each kind of archetype, like hammer, halberd, spear, staff.
Sure.
And then on top, I'll use fabricate again to make a metal sculpture of a phoenix.
Okay.
Are we starting a church?
He kind of laughs himself nervously because Maris might react either way to that. He kind of looks back and smiles. I guess it's done. Congratulations. I take it this is your first?
No.
Whoa. Kind of relaxes his shoulders and turns around fully, turns his back on the project.
What?
How can this be?
Can what be? The fact that I've been into places of faith?
You started another.
I started nothing. I nothing to do with gods and praying and etc., so on and so forth. It's pointless
You
to the likes of me.
I guess there's no Lolth, right? Are there dark elf gods that people openly know about?
Elves are free to worship whoever they want.
Do they have their own ones though?
Nope.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Then yeah, I'll just carry on like, okay, yeah, so there aren't any that I secretly didn't know about. Because they're kind of like a ninja folk, so...
It's the same as, like, remember I described it as, like, see if, like, a bunch of elves met up in, like, Glitterhagen and lived near each other. They'd kind of consider themselves almost a small little cloister, and if they started believing in, I don't know, the god of dwarven money or something like that, that would just be normal for them. That doesn't necessarily mean that any other elf would give a fuck about it, if that makes sense. They're quite prone to, like, little clusters that way. When they're separated from, like, the Queenswood, essentially, they'll generally find that they just happen to be near each other.
Okay.
Crumbar and bad decisions.
Yeah, look like a balloon and something bad happens.
I'll pat my new sculpture, but I guess it's a totem because it's like stacked on top of each other. I'll pat it down and I'll say this will do nicely. Come in handy later on. And I guess I'll start an artisan's... Is there any metal left for me to work, or shall we say it's all been used up now?
I mean, if it's a relatively, like... If we're talking diorama-sized thing, there's probably loads of scrap lying around still.
It would be 15 foot tall.
It's not really a diorama. That's more like an effigy.
Yeah.
It might be a diorama to, like, a giant white dragon who you might be inviting to look at it. That might be the case.
I mean, no, it was 3 4th level spells. What they do? Oh, fuck, my neck. Okay.
Yeah, you've probably run out of stuff by that point, yeah.
Okay, that's fine then. I'll leave it. I'll say... I guess you can think of it like a spell component. That was necessary. But you found inner peace.
No.
Why?
I'm in a place where a vast majority of the populace probably want to kill me. You are doing weird god things which I don't like or understand entirely. And the world is ending above our heads.
And you would spend your last moments worrying about something they have all moved on from. You know, I mentioned Drow when I first...
he hisses at that word.
Yeah, he says, I mentioned the Drow when I first started integrating myself into society. And the Dwarven people did nothing but scoff and look down on me. I had to learn to adjust. You're far older than me. Catch up. The world is burning.
Put this to you. The world is burning up there. Down here, that's kind of why the dwarfs are digging their down. They might survive this. They dig deep. But for all I know, I don't really know much about dwarf lifespans. I never really looked into it. However, I'm pretty sure there is plenty of families in this place that are missing people because of... Do you really think I spent that long under here and didn't kill things, Bastiel?
And besides, if we dig deep, we'll find something perhaps worse. Are you familiar with the Durgar? I say it like it's a boogie, like a fairy tale, because I haven't even seen one. Like, well, I've seen them in visions, but it could still just be a,
You bring up things like that so idly, don't understand.
Bastel, can you give me like a wisdom save? Just carry on your conversation, Maras. Just need a wee wisdom save for Bastel.
My mother would tell me.
I'm good at that.
Some of the other children's
Just the wisdom
stories.
save for no reason.
Nice. Tell me and the other children's stories about them.
So as you're talking to him, you can tell he's zoned out, right, Marias? Like he is definitely as if he's just stopped listening to you. But it doesn't look like it's boredom from him. It looks like he's clearly like almost like there's something wrong with Bastiel. Bastiel, you obviously are having some kind of inner mental kerfuffle, shall we say? Yeah, and then you kind of like dismiss it, but it definitely is. Yeah, it's not normal. Very much not normal. Very much like an inner surge from you.
Bastiel.
You definitely like missed the last couple of sentences that Murata said entirely.
Are you speaking to a god?
I kind of turn around and I distend my jaw and I say, "What do you see?"
What do I see?
What should she see? Can I describe it for him?
I guess, yeah, just the source, but like, is it doing anything weird?
Nope.
Last time I saw it at the table, it was just this weird ball of screaming.
It's a ball of angry energy. Yep, still is.
It's the same disturbing cluster of magic that I saw last time.
Kind of, I look. You know what? Whenever people sense danger, they always look up and behind them. Like you know, an angle like there's going to be a T-Rex looming around.
Benjamin, no.
Benjamin knows everything.
Benjamin, yes.
Benjamin. Yeah, I look up and around and I say, "I'm sorry, but hold that thought." I'll kind of push the. Actually, the ladder would still be there from when I last put my hand in the lava.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
casually,
He
I
does
just
that.
put my hand in the lava. Bastiel!
To give it Maratis a bit more of a description, a lot of the lighting in this room comes from the walls have sunken little canals that run through them, and the lighting comes from the lava, kind of almost like aqueducts that run through the rooms here. That is like a common feature throughout most of Forge, is that's the lighting, which is probably super comfortable for Maratis, given your sensitivity to bright lights that way. Yeah.
I appreciate the lighting choices at least.
Yeah.
Mood lighting.
A lava lamp.
Yep.
I imagine like the top of the ladder. It's just like from the blast, it's kind of twisted, curled, like spiraling out metal, which is great. I put my hand close to the lava, not in it this time. I don't have any kind of tools at my disposal to do that, and I'll cast sending on it.
Okay. Yeah. To who?
Thinking about the same thing as last time, like. I'll probably think about the source again. I don't think he's had anything to kind of separate that belief that the source is from there.
What are you saying, or trying to say at least? It's for 25 words or less.
If you are reaching out to me, I would hear what you have to say before the world ends.
Okay.
Like song lyrics.
Bars. Make them rhyme.
I was going to say, if that's also the delivery of the song, though, it's a bit Shatner-esque, isn't it? The spoken word singing. Do you want to give me a wisdom save with a disadvantage this time?
I think I'm happy to just fail it.
Yeah, it's okay, you did. Yeah. So, Maratis, you see Bastiel like climb a bit of a ladder, put his hand over some lava, and then just stare at it. So, I don't know if your paranoia is picking up at all, but he's been weird, and his solution to answering your question was to be weirder. And
in real life, to be honest,
like pulls his hand back. And Bastiel, you're kind of only, I guess, pseudo aware of some of this, right? He pulls his hand back, climbs down the ladder, kind of turns fairly automatically and looks at you, Maratis, and you can tell instantly that you're not even looking at Bastiel anymore. Like, visually, yes, but like the vibe of the thing in front of you is not
Oh
Bastiel.
shit. Oh fuck.
And you hear the words, even before you speak, it just says, "You should not trust this one."
Do I recognize the voice?
Nope, not at all.
And it's
That-
speaking in common.
It doesn't even, regardless of what it's speaking in, you understand it.
Okay.
And it does not sound like Bastiel.
No.
Sounds a
Who
lot
are
more
you?
like weirdly like lots of bassy tones with a bit of raspiness to it, which is a weird thing to describe, but there you have it.
Okay.
And you say, "Who are you?" And it says, "I am within this shell.
So,
You are in danger. The shell."
he
Wow.
was made to kill my kind.
There's like no answer. The thing like takes a fairly intimidating step forward and just stands still again.
I'm going to take a step back.
Yep. And it says, "See how you recoil at merely a step."
On doing this, not him.
Correct. I am the one that has wrestled control to warn you. This thing I am bound to is trying to bind itself to any source of power for its own gain. You are in danger. And it looks at the kind of, the diorama that's been built, the kind of, must be a better term for it. Like there must be an actual term I'm not using.
It's
For
an
what you've
altar almost.
Yeah,
at this
essentially,
point.
yeah, there we go, that's good, like this altar. You are merely a sacrifice. I am sure it won't be long before your blood stains his agenda.
Why have you chosen to speak now?
Bastiel, you can answer Moratis, because you hear that.
Hmm.
You have no idea why you're no longer standing on the ladder, though.
What? Why am I?
Bastiel, sit down right now.
Around it's an empty room. I fucked all my furniture to make this total noise.
Down. I don't care. Do not move towards me. Sit where you are. I'm waiting.
Finally, you show me what you do all day. Sit down and wait for a spell to happen.
Your source just spoke to me. Through you. That's why you're here rather than at the ladder. What were you intending to do to me here?
Nothing. You followed me.
Can I roll a wee insight on that?
Okay.
Okay. Shan, do you want to explain fully what Moratis with a 10 can insight from Bastiel's answer there? And,
You see that the answer was genuine, but now that he's already attempted to kind of get use out of Moratis by, in practical terms, asking what he can do. But now his head is back in that state where it's like, actually, what can I do with you now that you are him?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Like you're just now considering the possibilities of going, yeah, you're right, I probably could have used you for something.
yeah. So you do see his thinking, but it was genuine.
According to that thing inside you, my blood would spill.
Uh, More blood magic. Is this some? Is this a solution to something? Another spell?
Did tend to harm.
Uh, He stands up.
Do not stand. Sit down.
Get the dining spoon.
Let's see, what can we do here? Fuck. No. What do we got?
What do you got?
I want to know more from the source, but it's not talking to me. What do you think I should do? Give me a player-to-player
How
agency
about
thing.
in what's more impressive is we have the dramatic you standing up, Moratis giving you the, sit back down, do not come closer to me, what were you intending to do to me? And we'll go to break. That's what we'll do.
Da, da, da.
We'll be back in 8 minutes, hopefully, maybe 10. BRB.
I'm on
Santi can
call,
check
right?
my audio. Perfect. Okay, so
Taking notes.
please check the audio, and if one of you can speak, so there is a gauge for the audio, that would be great. There we go.
No.
Yep, it works. My ears.
Excellent. Okay, so welcome back to the Keepers of the Golden Gate, session 110, part 2. I am Ryan, the GM. It's the 15th of October 2021. Here are the players.
Hello, I'm Adrian, and I play Arya Bluebird, the half-elf druid.
Hello, I'm Sean, and I play Bastiel, the Warforged cleric.
I'm Scott. I play Crumbar, who is a half-orc with a hammer. Fuck everything.
Hi, I'm Hannah, and I play Isla, the Tiefling Sorcerer.
Hello, I am Maratis, and I play a deeply concerned right now dark elf wizard.
Played by Natalie, I guess?
I'm just worried. I'm in a room with a thing that can mark me with a thought.
I
I'm
was
like,
going to say,
oh,
that cocktail
no.
was super effective, I see.
But why?
Go on, thought.
I didn't measure the alcohol.
Oh dear.
And I'm Callie, and I play Serene, the Furbolg Ranger.
Yay. Okay.
Yay!
So, obviously, Bastiel, you took your time to come up with whatever your plan as a reply was to Maratis during our break. So, talk it to us. We're in the scene where you've stood up in response to like a defensive Maratis.
And I told you to sit the fuck down.
Turn around. I want to kind of approach the lava again.
Okay, yeah.
You hear a kind of strange noise happen behind you. Coming from Maratis' general direction.
Grow far.
Also, hey, come on, Scott, less of that language.
Hmm.
It's dark elf fart.
He's going to keep walking because he's upset that the source is saying shit now and is able to take over. But he's walking in a way where it's the totem is interposing between him and Maratis. So, like, when he talks, it's kind of like his voice is coming from the statue, and he says, "Maratis, are you scared?"
No response.
Good. Well, you're still in one piece. You're free to leave. And he's walking. He's like got his eyes fixated on the lava. Like, obviously, he's probably going to do something really dumb, but it's kind of, his life purpose is understanding this thing, and he's upset with it.
Bastiel, sit down. Ow.
Marathas, do you lose the ability to cast when you're sitting? Because I don't.
But I'm confident in my ability to stop that way. Physically less so. Sit.
He sighs and he says,
down.
"All right, Marathas could just leave, but I mean, I guess he cares." He'll turn around again and he'll walk back.
What
and
you
say,
see in Maratis' hand isn't his cane anymore. The cane is now this
"Oh my goodness,
crystalline glass sword pointing at you.
Ah,
Ah.
Ah.
Sit.
the glass saber."
Made of cheese.
A glass cheese. Wait, what?
So how do I say this?
Don't know what you're trying to say. I'll help you word it.
So basically, do I know what a blade singer is in the world? Like, is it no thing that there are wizards that do that?
I don't know. Just roll Arcana.
Okay.
I'll just
I
make a
love this is all
random
just
judgment call based on
Bastia,
this.
like, but what do you do?
No, you have no fucking clue.
I love
No. Oh no.
Okay.
You think for a second, you quickly look to the spear to make sure she hasn't, or sorry, Maratis, he hasn't just like wrecked your spear. And there's a moment of
I'm not too.
relief.
I mean, that has an enchantment on it. I don't know. Well, maybe. Yeah. Okay. All right. Kind of walks out. I guess he'd kind of try and diffuse the tension. Although would he? Because he has shit charisma. But just say, so this is what you do, Maratis. You would attempt to best me in physical combat.
Attempting to protect myself until you sit down this blade.
Tricky shiny metal ass.
I want to eye up with my blacksmith's eye. Can I read into it at all?
I mean, what are you trying to gain from this?
Um, I guess as a blacksmith, what I would try and do is understand the kind of culture it would come from, or what type of person would wield something with that kind of weight and shape, and read into Maratis from that. So, are you trained in a particular martial art or something like that?
You can roll history if you want.
Yeah.
It's kind of like as close to a culture roll as we've got.
Ah.
Nope.
If I get a third six, then this is a total
No,
source
if you get
moment.
I was gonna say if you get a third six, yeah, I think the source is your new character.
Sorry, I have disadvantage.
Tis October.
Okay, so yeah, you're looking at it, like I think what you're getting from that is you have no idea wizards that use swords. You have no idea the type of blade, like what culture it might have come from. It doesn't seem to match with anything that Bastiel is familiar with at all. Like you're maybe even questioning, is Maratis a wizard?
Then he'll say. So Maratis will be like, "Sit down." Bastiel, will furrow his brow. He'll be like, "How dare you? How dare you, Maratis?" And his face kind of softens up and he says, "You've been holding out on me. You know I'm a blacksmith. What the hell is that?"
Sit down and we talk.
Fine. He's just looking at the thing. And he's like,
Oh my god! I just mentally visioned the fine and then the arms and legs crossing like a huffing
Yeah.
child. Yeah.
He's doing that and he's leaning forward like, now it's your turn to give him the sword. Like, like, okay, I've done it. Now you do the thing. That's all. That's all he cares about right now.
Can I just insight check that this is definitely Bastiel I'm now talking to?
I mean, you can definitely try. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sure. Totally Bastiel.
Totally Bastiel. I can't give you this sword. When I give you it, it turns back into what it was. And I bring the sword down to my side and just kind of click it off the edge of my boot, and it just turns back into the cane. It kind of the glass dissolves into almost like particles of magic, and then it just reforms as the cane you've seen the whole time.
Oh. He kind of slams his fist on the floor like enchantment. It's ruining our craft, but damn it, it's cool.
Roll Arcana again, Bastiel.
Oh.
I believe.
It's not.
There is slight notes of Resira about that.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I imagine this really tense, quiet moment. So now he's already slammed his fist on the ground, and he's still click his fingers in understanding a bit. He'll click the fingers on Wrath. So, Rezira.
Correct.
Hmm.
This was commissioned by my mother for my 200th birthday.
Hmm.
It plays into the strength down here. I learned
Ask if he can touch it.
It's already a cane again. I'm not touching Miratus's wood. Let's say, so you're a swordsman. Why bother with the book?
There's a bit of disconnect. Swordman by technique, training, and somewhat twist. Some dark slitting.
I suppose I can relate to that. I guess you could say I am in two minds myself on a great many things.
I don't think you're in too much. Trust. What is it? Seen such a thing.
He kind of relaxes and he leans back and he's kind of the totem's a backrest now and he's looking up at the ceiling. And then I guess he'll just recount everything he's learned so far about it, which is what the book said in the library about elementals, what the High Druid showed him about Durgar, and what he knows about the heart of the world, and the nature of kind of how he kind of just got up off the table without a power source.
Mm.
Would be together.
What even is it? There's no knowing unless I poke it with the stick. Isn't that what the wizards do? You smash things together until they make sense. Little physics reference.
Perhaps that's what your Smith stand similar. But that is what inventors, artificers do. It's a bit more controlled in their practice. State, it's less poking it with it is a hornet's nest and the hornet in flame for you. A little bit dangerous. And what I'm saying is that is poking a stick at a sleepy beast.
From the sounds of things, I'm poking a stick at a sleeping coward.
Speak to
And his first words to another were of flight. I'm disgusted.
to harm me. I was in danger.
While it is true, I could bring the sun's light into this place, even this far underground, and perhaps obliterate you. You can do the same, and that would be foolish, even if I wanted to. That would be a terrible idea.
I think the difference is that not so much damage we could do to anyone, but the fact that you have attention. I have no intention of harming just now.
That's a good start. And he'll kind of rest his head back again and look up, but this time I guess the kind of phoenix he created, that looming phoenix sculpture, is looking back. He'll say, why are you here? You're the single most resistant person to her that I've ever met. And yet you've devoted your life, and make no mistake, your life will be expended if she needs it. To Celeste. What would convince you to do something so contradictory?
I don't know why I hate gods.
You have too much power. It's
No,
too easy.
no. I'll give you a third try. Think about it.
We'll go because they can never truly know loneliness. They have the biggest families of all.
Still no. I left here, kind of vaguely gesture to everything, at about 100. Don't know how down to what god? Do you want to know how many prayers God answered? And 60. And he's just staring at you.
Let's see. Every time I formulate a thought, I need to sneeze or cough, and it's just like reset.
That's
Oh,
weird.
no.
Oh,
The source gets confused.
It's like there's an enchantment on you, right? Like one of those you can't say your own name type enchantments from the Fae or something. Oh dear.
Pray to who?
To any I learned anything that was queen. Thing ever said me. Nothing ever.
And yet, it seems he's still looking at the phoenix. You haven't turned your back on them. What do you want still?
I have turned. Gone. They don't care, Bastiel. You are a means to the same with Crumble. Glory Dragon. A tool to them.
I am a tool of the people. My body is timeless. My soul immortal. I am the only one who can carry through the burden of the deals I make. Make no mistake. I think I dwell on them. But at the end of the day, no one can spare what I can spare. And if that's what it takes to hold this world together, then I will see it through. And I have all the time in the world to do that. No one controls me. Well, and he looks behind the statue and around at the lava again, and his fist is kind of closing in thought, like deep, intense thought. One
All
does.
will hurt you.
Well, this is the hero's bargain. I know that my life is a great deal of pain. Waiting for me. A great deal of pain waits for me over the course of the rest of my life. But I know that I'm the only one that can carry this through to the end. It's worth it. Why are you here?
To protect.
And he kind of stands up. And he's kind of been brought back to reality. And he's starting to think, okay, maybe if he does escalate this thing with the source, the forge will erupt or something. He's like, oh yeah, there is the rest of the world to think about. And kind of dusts himself and it's like, and we better get moving.
Marathas offers out his left hand. Like palm up ways as if he wants to hold left hand.
Yeah.
Bastard. He'll detaches his left hand and places it with it.
It's suddenly very heavy. I failed the strength check and I'm anchored to the floor. No.
He slowly like extends the hand out. And then he'll transform it into it'll slowly like transform into a cannon. And he'll kind of try and he'll aim it at Maratus's forehead. No, he'll just kind of
Fucking hell. Go.
I would like to cast banishment at 6th level.
Oh dear.
Have you ever had shotgun to the face?
It'll just kind of,
Ryan.
it's like a moment of at least we have one thing in common kind of thing. Left hands are both really fucked up.
That's what Maratus is trying to show you. Like
Yeah.
one side of us destroys. And then he kind of like with his right hand on his cane, he kind of lifts his cane a little bit to you. The other side. Protect. Show you to the right time. Save to win, to save. Pick your choose. Make sure it's the right.
The kind of cannon will like slide back into place and return to this very delicate kind of master-crafted hand. And I'll just pat Maratus on the back, on the shoulder. Everything is under control.
Do not speak to that again. Don't trust it. Let me put it this way, Bastille. Told me going to my blood would stain the danger. Did I listen to? Upon this floor. You should find the others, whatever they're up to. I hope Serene's okay.
That was just harsh cut. It was just harsh cut to later when you all reconvene as a group.
So we reconvene at the nursery.
Later.
What was that?
Oh, just 3 hours later.
3 hours later.
So we reconvene in the nursery. I'm still calling it a nursery.
Like, not if you
Well, I think we've had
there, yeah. Like, you've been given
confirmation of that.
You've been given a suite. Remember? Patravan just set you up with some digs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you meet back in the, big dwarven suite.
I don't know why I giggled
Fancy.
at the mention of a big dwarven thing. Like, is everything
Big
really big or really small?
dwarven suite.
The sizes.
Battenbug.
Aha! Wait! Isla, don't know if you're looking at the camera or not, but ha! I was ready for this.
Oh
no.
my god! I knew I saw that in your house the other day.
Oh
What?
dear.
Oh my! Why?
Why
is
not?
the
Why not? Why not?
Correct.
Exactly.
Why not?
So, well, as far as the world can tell, everything that I own is just off camera. So, Right, there we go.
Magic.
Anyway, what's the group convo in the room?
I clap my hands together and rub them, and I say, right. Transport will be a thorn in our side for a very long time. Let's say we contact Janus.
I will say Moreno isn't here.
Well-
Moreno went back to speak to Candir.
Oh!
Right, to see Mama.
Did he?
Yeah.
Allowance.
But he would have escorted Serene all the way
Oh.
back here first and then went back.
What a gentleman.
Oh.
Okay.
So after, Bastiel. Well, the White did say that she's going to Omen. Um, like now.
Oh,
And she offered us a lift.
A lift.
Yes.
Okay.
I assume on her back.
oh,
Maratus' jaw kind of drops.
yeah.
Are you telling me that us, and he gives gestures to everybody, are going to get to ride on the back of a legendary creature such as the White?
Well, yes, if you want to go.
Things I've
Whoa.
been told over the last few days, this is the one that surprised me most, and I don't know why.
I like look awkwardly at Maratus. Like,
Well,
oh.
if we do want to go, then it needs to be now. Because she said that she'll leave without us.
We want
So
to
this
go.
is like a one time.
I think we maybe do want to return to Omen.
I found you,
I
Helen.
know.
Yeah, they have.
I know.
Every time.
Every time. I know, Cromwell, you wanted to go to Santa Cora for quite a while. But there is things we need to check in Omen as well, and I don't know when we're going to get this kind of offer again.
I just kind of, you just see me kind of just being like angry. Like there's an anger in my face because obviously I'm agreeing with you, but it's like
Oh,
I'm like,
Oh.
you
Yeah,
know,
wants and needs kind of conflicting.
yeah, and it's that
Yeah.
kind of way. I'm like, well, we know we need to go to Omen, but obviously I just have a hunch about Santa Clara. And it's like, are we like, so I just 2 seconds of a badass train going by. No, there's not. I'll just kind of look up at you and be like, where were we to go then for this journey?
oh, back to the the throne room. I guess there was just a room off the throne room where the White was. I assume if we go to the throne room, then we'll be told where she is if she's not there.
So Crumbar just kind of sounding rather exhausted, just kind of like swings up off his seat and stands up and he's like, well, no point sitting around arguing about it. We know that's where we need to go. Let's move out.
Ramba,
I just look at Maratis, just
while
like,
you were out the other day doing, I'm not sure, talking to you, I was able to do some research into the teleportation systems of this kingdom. I can get us to Santa. I can get us there, and I will get you there. My word.
I just smile and I'll just be like, there's a paladin in you yet. And then I just get, uh, yeah, and then I'll be like, I'll open the door and just be like, gesture to Maratis if they want to go first.
I think Serene would be better. You know this area a little bit better than me. Very manageable. Be the only dark elf
That that's true. Um,
I just kind of
gonna
whisper to you,
skip
take,
over. Yeah.
I just whisper to you, take a souvenir. No one would believe you.
Crumbar. Why are you the way that you?
What, sorry?
Why are you the way that you?
I just grin. I'm like, it's
I
like,
just look at Arya.
I'm like, I
How
am an
how
orc.
long have you been with him again? How long?
Um, he's never been what you would call normal, but you get used to him after a while.
Right,
Hmm.
please tell me there's some kind of like, I don't know, like wee dwarven coin or some kind of small.
Don't you fucking steal something.
Oh, one of those penny presses
Yeah.
in print.
Like, please tell me there's like some kind of like, I don't know, like
Are we stealing a
Little
pen
fridge
from the
magnet.
foyer? Like, what's
Yeah.
going on
You're
here?
in a suite. Steal something.
yeah.
No.
Just, I want to
Take a
shitty
pillow.
shampoo.
Right, tell you what then, right? Who's
I want
looking?
to try to-
Shampoo.
Right, I was gonna say, who's looking for something to steal?
Right.
Not me.
Right.
No.
I'm not looking for something to steal it. I'm
No.
looking for something that I can just try and slip into Maratus's pocket.
That's still
That's
called
stealing.
stealing.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Stealing.
3rd-degree stealing.
Third degree.
That's not how that works.
I'll just like turn to Crumbar and be like, Crumbar, maybe stealing in a place that you've already been arrested for mass homicide isn't the best idea.
Whereas, how do you feel about hearing that?
Is
Did
this? Wait, is
I'm
this
not
involving
stealing.
the celestial one, or was there another incident that you didn't tell me about?
Is that one?
No, that's
Yeah.
It's the celestial.
They blamed him. It wasn't him.
I mean, it was only maybe like 3 weeks ago, so still a bit soon to be breaking the law here, I think.
I'm not stealing anything. I'm merely suggesting Maratus takes a souvenir.
Maratus then goes around and points at you individually. Points first at Arya, Druid. Points at Bastiel, far too many to count. Crumbar, I'm not even sure anymore. Isla, Dragon. Serene, Faye. Points at himself, I am frightened. And then proceeds to walk out the door like, I can't. He's just like, nope, nope, nope.
I feel like I have succeeded in something today.
Alright, as you
Yeah.
walk straight into a dwarven guard outside who seems a bit startled at the fact that you bumped into them. Like, you walk like straight into each other, very awkwardly.
Apologies.
She looks up at you and she says, "No, that's okay. I just wasn't expecting somebody moving so quickly. You and your troop in there are wanted in throne room. Do you acknowledge this message?"
I
Yeah.
do. I'm not
Good.
sure I trust them to escort
I would
me.
suggest you move swiftly. Do you know the way?
Don't. I look back at them like,
Yeah, I'll say to
Yeah,
them,
he'll come around the door and be like, yeah, we know.
like dwarven mouth gesture, like ease up, we can take it from here, type thing.
And then she just does the kind of like a hand gesture of okie dokie, and then walks off. Yep.
okay.
Yeah. So, a scene change to the throne room. These are standing in front of Kandir, majestic as she is, and says, "Have you all come to a decision then?"
We're in.
Aid would
Yes.
be greatly appreciated.
She looks at the people that didn't answer, such as Crombar.
I nodded.
Cool.
Arya would have nodded when Maratus said that, kind of like, you know, what he said.
Yeah, like all kind of like agreeing. Yep, that's us. Yep. What about Crombar?
What about me?
I mean, you've been asked a question.
Yeah, I already agreed.
I never heard you.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, you're in front of the white. She said, "Have you come to a decision?" I never heard you speak since then. Doesn't even see your mic activate since then.
Sorry, I must have just been too quiet for trying to activate. Yeah, to Omen we go.
I would suggest that you complete any tasks you have here, since it might be A long trip back if the ward is active.
Mm.
There's nothing. I'll just say it's like there's nothing I need from. There's nothing I can gain from being in Forge anymore.
We
I
should
need to.
leave a note for Dondrabella.
Mm.
I will just write a quick note.
Mhm.
And then run to like a guard. To
I love
Dondrabella.
the idea that you do that because obviously we know it's like at least a minute to walk to
Yeah.
the door. I love the idea that you
And
just like,
I'm tiny.
and it's that like no that speed number
Quick
2
run.
people use for crossing roads.
Hmm.
It's like that all the way, and then
Yep.
all the way back. Love it.
Okay, good to go.
Oh, so good. Smiles says, Moreno will no longer be joining you. He is going to. And she gestures to the throne behind there. Keep my seat warm for me until I return.
Mm.
Oh,
Okay, I know.
okay. Is he around to say goodbye?
So fond of him already, despite how little time you've spent with him. He must have made quite the impression on you.
Well, yes, he has. I think on all of us.
I'm
He's
pleased to hear
very
this.
unique, your son.
All my children are unique.
I'm sure they are.
You're probably all barely just not seeing the expression of relief on Arya's face at the idea that Moreno's not coming.
Yeah.
Very hard to hide it. I mean, one less crazy
Child.
wild child to keep an eye on,
I love the idea of
But
worrying
now
about
he's in
Moreno's
charge of the
subtlety.
throne.
Yeah.
Moreno could like easily deal with all of us.
Doesn't matter. Still baby.
Still the himbo, God protect.
Yep.
Yeah, and then you hear like the door opening off in the distance, and from like the left-hand side, you see like Moreno like walking all the way up. Candir just looking pleasantly on. And eventually, after the time passes for him to climb the steps towards the plateau where the throne sits, and he says, "Hello."
Goodbye for now.
Yeah, Arya waves. She's not sure if she's waving hello or she's waving.
Yeah,
she's
just
waving bye.
it's kind of a aloha and salut type deal that you're doing, you know. Yeah, that's good. And I think Marina will say, "Oh, the king said you wanted to say something to me."
Did you say for now?
Okay, and then like Marina just walks forward and hugs you.
I will return the embrace.
Your arms are kind of like held in, by
Yeah,
Moreno's.
that way the hands and elbows,
So like
just
yours,
like the
yeah,
hands.
like yeah, your arms come up and then start patting him and look at his lower back or something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Goes, I will hopefully see you soon. Steps back and looks, and that's aimed at the group in general.
Yeah, I'll rest my hand on his shoulder and looking at Crumba, I'll say Santa Cora's next. If you want to join us, but I'm looking at Crumba as if to say we are. It is next.
Yeah, like a kind of
We
reassuring
will
thing for
do
him
that.
as well as
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Moreno like pats your hand that's on his shoulder just kind of twice, and says, "Okay." Like most of that was words he understood. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He knows some of those.
Yeah. He felt included. Yeah. Which is nice. He nods to everybody else and kind of waves to everybody else, and then he looks at the throne and then awkwardly sits on it, as if trying to get comfy. And Candir looks at him. Candir, as you say that, she like smirks and looks back at him and says, "Try not to melt it." And then she turns to everyone and says, "Brace for the cold." And then immediately there's a massive pulse of like cold air that hits everybody as you're on top of the mountain.
I'd like to cast prestidigitation in like the general area that we're in to heat us up, please.
I think you need to pick an object that gets warm, I think. So you can like start warming your clothes. I think you can warm up to 3 people's clothes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Come back.
All right.
I
So
just want to double check something. I might have myself all sorted, but I just want to double check. I think it actually does hurt others, so I'm probably not gonna do it. Let's see.
Heat metals.
all right. I'm
Run
only
by
able
the-
to do it on one. As soon as I hit it again, it's going to reset it, isn't it?
What's this? What are you talking about?
Prestidigitation.
You
Can I
heat-
prestidigitate?
You can, you can heat up to 3 different pieces of clothing, so it could be 3 different people.
It lasts an hour. What the fuck? This does everything in the fucking game.
Yeah, it's
Can I? But what I'm
prestidigitation.
asking is, can I do
It's
it again?
disgusting.
But would it take the 3 that I've just put on off?
I think it says here. Where are we here?
It only
It
it's
says
a concentration.
if you cast a spell multiple times, you can have up to 3 of its non-instantaneous effects active at a time, and you can dismiss
Right,
such as
so
an
it's
action.
just
So
the
your
3.
hard limit is 3.
Hard limit is 3. Okay, cool.
But like Isla mentioned there is no concentration. It's just up to an hour it'll last until it like gets dismissed or dispelled
Just-
or like whatever.
just
Yeah.
how the magic fades, kind of thing. All
Pretty
right.
cool.
Ari, are you casting that on yourself?
Whoa.
I am tempted to cast this on myself
All
because
right.
I don't think anybody is going to, you know,
It only
hit
does
with
self.
a melee attack.
You might be also sitting
on
on the back of
purpose.
the dragon. So I will cast it on the 3 ladies.
I mean,
Including
I
I.
guess.
I look very confused by that.
Okay, yep.
But like,
I just look at you, Isla, for a second. And
I'll kind of like hold eye contact, like, yeah, we need to talk, but that was very kind. With my eyes.
I want to lean closer because it's probably howling at the top of this mountain.
Yes, it's a very big snowy like
Okay.
top of the mountain. Yep.
I get down close to you and just say, "Don't, don't. I'm just upset." And then I just stand back up and probably am just like, "Why the fuck, mountain?"
Can I try and use my storm sorcery to like quieten the wind around Maratus? So he gets like a little like wind bubble.
What do you have that lets you do
I'm
that?
trying to look.
Yep, cool.
I think there's a whole thing. I think it's Heart of the Storm. No, that's the flying thing. That one, Storm Guide. At 6th level, you gain the ability to subtly control the weather around you. I will click on it.
Yep, pop it in the
Oh.
chat.
Yeah.
Nice, not.
Did it pop in?
Not yet.
No, I just closed it. Great.
No, don't need that
I click on the
anymore.
speech bubble, don't I?
Yeah, you do. Yep.
I've remembered how things work.
Okay, that's not the one.
No.
Just click the name of it.
There we go. I figured it out.
Hey, storm guide. Okay, so if it's raining, if it's windy.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Okay, yeah, it's pretty good, right? So I think you could probably try and like mitigate some of the snowfall.
Yeah.
Why did
Just,
we
like,
do this on
give
the
us a little
boat?
wind. The boat was like magic and shit. I didn't want to play around with that.
Oh,
I
fair,
was
fair.
unsure.
Also trying to disguise the fact that sorcery. Ooh.
Ah.
Yeah, so you do this, and I think Kandir in the middle of the group kind of turns to you and just gives you like a smirk. Yeah, there's definitely a look that's conveyed there, and then she says to everyone, her voice carrying perfectly crisply through the howling snow. It's now like mitigated by Isla's powers. Do you look like you've got like your crackling eyes and stuff like that when you're like
Yeah.
using your
Yeah,
power
I've
this
got like
way?
lightning in my hair.
Mhm. So we get some proper Storm X-Men action on the go for you visually. And Candir says, "You perhaps wish to stand back."
Oh, she's gonna balloon out. Okay.
Yeah, we're back up.
Yep.
Yep.
And then
Yeah.
we back up a little bit more,
Yep.
Yeah.
and then once more for
Yep.
first for precaution.
Then we're in Omen.
Yeah.
All the backing up.
You fell off the set. Damn it! Walks into the other set. Yep. So he's all back up. She looks around as if kind of gauging how much space she's got, and then all of a sudden there is just this massive white dragon. All of a sudden there's like instantaneous levels of transformation there. And then the kind of reverberation and shockwave hits that like half second afterwards, where like everybody has to take that like extra second to like, you know, maybe brace their footwork. And then she just like cranes her neck round and looks at everybody and says, "Climb on," and that's all like a kind of telepathic impulse you all get.
Yay!
Okay.
Athletics.
Do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
everybody climbs on the back of the Winter King.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Isla was freaking out.
Getting
I
a
think all of us are like
Full on
kids at
fangirling.
Christmas, just like
Yeah.
freaking out. We're like, oh my god, it's Disneyland. We're Disneyland.
Yeah, we're getting on Santa's sleigh.
Yeah.
Arya's really freaked out about one thing, like what is she gonna hold on to without
Yeah.
risking
Yeah.
Like you're
breaking
noticing
off?
this, as you all kind of like climb on, and like there is a lot of space on her back. She is a big dragon. She is a big ass imposing dragon. And yeah, you then all hear her in your minds, as she says, "I will keep a tight grip on all of you. Cling as hard as you can." So, you can attempt to hold on to her scales, and or whatever else you wish to attempt to do to hold on. What is your plans?
Oh no.
Can we like,
I suppose look.
I don't know, like
With the-
tie a piece of rope all around her and all of us
Nope.
could hold on to
Why
that
did I
rope and
click
hope
that?
it doesn't break?
Just Liam's tiny hut on her back.
That would be sick.
It's
It
just,
would
Have
shield
some
us.
wings from her.
Yeah.
I was
It's
actually trying to
immobile.
scan down.
It would just be she'd fly away and you would just be there,
Is it?
Just in the air.
and you would just fall because there's no floor to it.
Oh, isn't it a sphere?
It's a dome.
Oh, it's hemisphere. Oh, fuck's sake.
I love the idea of going, I didn't think this through.
Yeah.
It's only like a
Best accidental click of the night because
So
there
good.
was two other options and they wouldn't have been as good.
So-
That one is perfect.
Is anyone doing anything relatively sensible? Is my question here. Or otherwise clinging to her back.
Should we,
I'm
since we've got
trying,
ropes, should we tie ropes around us all together?
Yeah,
So
I
if
think
we all
should.
die, we all die
I
together.
was happy with that.
I
Yep.
feel like that's an
Okay, yep,
idea,
so
yes.
who all has rope? I think most of you should have.
Yeah, I've got some
Yeah,
rope.
we don't have
My shit got burned up.
Yep,
So
so
the stories.
Yep.
I am going.
I assume I have some in my explorers.
most of your backpack should have came with it if you haven't already used it, so there should be enough between all of you
Yeah.
to tie yourselves
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, hempen rope.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can just
I
assume
am
two
going
two
to,
people's ropes will
I can
be
enlarge,
used.
reduce one of you if you
Fucking
want.
why? I'm sorry. I just keep fucking misclicking. Right, I'm getting this off the tablet screen.
I'm
That's
just
what's
gonna try
happening.
and polymorph her into like something
I
else.
was thinking
Could
about
I polymorph
polymorphing
it-
into something tiny and
I was
just like
gonna say, can I polymorph into like a fucking basilisk and wrap my way around her and like hug?
Oh dear. Now remember though,
koala.
the trip to Omen might take a while.
Miles and miles
Longer than
away.
an hour.
Yeah.
Hmm. Since it is something like
Yeah, that's what I was saying, rope. Rope is
Hang on.
good.
Yeah.
Hang on. Right, question, Ryan.
yes, Beyonce.
A bit- Nanny. If I was to turn into a very big spider, quickly make a net made of web and stick us down, does the net go away if I dispel my spell?
I don't like the answer to this question. Which is, are you willing to find out?
Yeah, cast polymorph and let's quick.
I can also be a spider.
Right. I'm gonna polymorph into a giant spider.
Okay.
I mean, technically, I'm sure I could
And
try it
web
as well.
people down into her skills, like net them
I
in.
feel like we asked permission before we do this.
Yeah, she must be an and having like spiders' webs all over her back.
We'll clean it
I
up.
imagine like she's not aware of this, and then she turns around. There's just like 3 giant spiders climbing all over her, and she just does a barrel roll on the ground, and it's like,
Yeah.
there goes the party.
I know.
Of all the things in the world, right?
Windsor
Imagine it's
King.
spiders, you know, like
Yeah,
with
just-
elephants and mice.
Yep.
Hey, all the coolest people are. I have a
Right.
good authority.
Can't you just like no?
Oh, dear.
Oh no, no! I'm gonna just like quite quickly net people in via their legs, some webs, like just try and stick people down or give them something to hold on, just like anything, because I'm not
So we're
sure
just
about
calling this
this.
Nightmare Fuel Part 2, I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
You let me have a thing that turns me into a spider. You know I like
You let
spiders.
me have versus you
I'm
wanted to
sure.
have. Yeah.
You advised a wizard.
I am absolutely sure that, you know, because you totally on purpose accidentally deleted the Nightmare Fuel episode. That,
It still
you
saddens
know, we
me I
had
lost
to
it.
figure out something. Well, I'm still gutted.
Me too.
They were awesome and they were kick-ass.
It was a really cool fight as well.
It was, yeah, and so I'm sure that's you giving us another opportunity for another take on Nightmare Fuel, and I can make actual spiders much bigger if that helps. I mean,
No, it doesn't
surely
help.
their web should be.
It doesn't
We're like that.
help.
Look, we're so cute.
Oh dear.
This is just Shan, not Bethany.
Remember, in this,
No.
yes, in this, you are made of a material that is not pierced easily by spiders, big or tiny. So you're okay. I promise. You're okay. You're okay.
Yeah.
Bring
I'm
to
netting
Candia.
people down. I'm netting people onto Candier's skills.
Okay.
I fucking love that.
So,
Emil.
is anyone else doing anything else then? So we've got people being spiders, webbing the group. Candier's back.
When we stop being spiders,
Hang on,
Okay.
I need to find a picture.
I'm gonna like try and hold. Like I'm gonna have telekinesis prepared, so if anyone
Oh,
starts
nice.
to slip, I can like yank them back.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna be like ready.
I would
That's
I
my
would just
plan.
like to post a picture. Our active
Like,
lobes don't
here's
worry
hope,
too bad.
um,
This is not bad.
Here's
This
hoping
is
that
Zyla.
you may as well mark them as spoilers if you can. Yeah, the idea that telekinesis maybe has like torsion, like so like if you like almost like kickback. So if there's something heavy
Yeah.
and you get pulled with it like a rope, it'd be hilarious. It's like, well, I
That's
guess we
Zyla,
go.
by the way.
Oh, I'm so cute.
That's Hyla's spider
Look at all
form.
my
I can't be convinced otherwise. I won't post what Smaratis is as he's probably actually Nightmare Fuel.
Oh dear.
He's not pretty as a spider, but you look like that.
Everything I do is cute. So
The
Yes.
best part. Hang on if I can find. Where is it? The best part of your little spider dude is this aspect of that spider. They like to do that a lot. Yee!
Oh,
Really like dance.
They're adorable.
so cute.
So meanwhile, back in the scene,
no.
Spiders.
back in the scene, he's all hold on to this webby mess, I guess now.
It's
Well,
kind of
I mean-
knitted- I've kind of like stuck their legs onto it as well, so it's almost like saddle and things
Yeah.
like that. So it's like, yeah, you get your feet or get stuff in there. I'm scared.
All I can really do is say, "Pilot, please don't kill us." So I'll just do guidance.
Yeah.
Candia.
Okay, yeah. And then everyone is immediately like they're like feet and knees or back or whatever are immediately supported by like shards of ice that immediately like strike out from our back.
Nice.
So these are all kind of like held in place.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. You find that the spider webs weren't so sticky to her scales.
Oh,
But we're all
Yeah.
really well stuck together.
Yes. Yes, you are. With rope. 2 ropes, in fact. Spider webs. And now
Become a
it's
raft.
yep.
Yeah.
Pretty damn secure.
Yep. It means that if you fall off, you're likely to fall off as a group, which is at least something.
But what I'll do
Together.
is I'll cast
Together.
prestidigitation on the spider web that's on all of us, so I only need to heat one thing and we stay warm.
Oh, sick.
It's
clever.
actually a heated blanket now.
Like a glow stick thing.
Right, and then she kicks off the ground, and you feel every motion incredibly. Like the sheer power she has in her physical form alone is probably pretty intimidating, as it reverberates through every single one of you. And she kicks off into the sky, and already, if you look back, the mountain is so far away as she rockets through the sky.
Wow.
The mountain really exist.
Oh no.
So she starts flying towards, obviously, the island of Omen. You can tell that there is definitely anyone savvy enough to know their sense of direction. Going directly.
Maybe.
Yep.
Me.
Yep. Anyone savvy enough to kind of sense direction is from the top of Forge, straight there, is kind of nicely avoiding any direct lines of wards that may exist, other than the one in Omen. So.
Oh.
Clever.
Are there still?
Clever guy.
Can we still see lights going towards them? Is there any
Yes.
beams in the sky?
Yep.
Alright.
There are beams.
Yes. So, Omen seems to be coming up pretty damn fast, right? You've been on the back of Candir for only a handful of hours by this point. Very little time indeed, and Omen is coming up fast. You then hear telepathically, "Brace yourselves. I would prepare any defences you may require. I cannot guarantee that I can fully block a ward aimed at my arrival."
Let's go. Let's see. Creature with a Let's go Beacon of Hope on the whole party and can do.
I'll armor up. And what's Beacon of Hope do?
It means
Advantage on
healing.
wisdom saves.
Isn't it healing is also maximised? So if you if you cast a heal on somebody, it's just max they get, which is nice.
I will also.
It'd be hilarious if that actually screwed over paladins like Lay on Hands, where they had to burn as much as they could. That'd be funny.
Yeah.
Well, what kind of
Amazing.
Mm.
The tap.
Like, I have to be healed all of your hit points left.
Yeah. Pour it out, buddy.
What you thinking, Scott?
I
I don't know what that means.
The war chant of the orc.
Yeah. Like a dot matrix printer? Like.
yeah. What do you more, Chen?
Not that.
Nah.
Mine's is wee 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 wee.
Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, cool. Anyone else doing anything else with Kandir's advice?
What if, you could conjure animals and they take all the hit first? In the split-second window, we get through after they get fried.
How many things do you think you're going to have to put up with the ward detects a dragon coming?
That's true. Okay,
Right?
never mind.
Yeah, it's kind of like saying... I mean, this isn't quite... It'd be cool if it were dust particulate, with a laser. It'd be cool if it were like that, but I don't think it's gonna. It's a cool thought, though. Summon a goat to be lasered first before it hits Kandir.
Oh, noble goat.
Oh,
The
no.
blades of goat.
Your sacrifice.
Poppy.
No, no, Poppy! No!
No Buffy at all.
I'll get the Poppy boy
I was
item.
gonna say the other thing to remember though is you obviously are being warned by Candir about the potential that you're about to be nuked by a ward.
Yeah.
And you can see all the lights still from the wards heading to Omen. And you know what happened last time summoning magic was attempted.
Yeah, I'm not summoning it.
Yeah. Don't summon.
Well, I'm trying to remember what kind of damage was it that the wards did.
Force?
What kind of damage? You have no idea. It just looked like it really
Kindly
fucked up
don't
Celine.
fucking do that again, magic.
Yeah. Pain damage.
It's actually the worst type. It's the untyped damage. It did.
Right,
Oh,
fucking
jeez.
casting that then on myself.
Just on you. Not on Candir. Just on you.
Fuck it, I'm in danger.
Oh! I mean, Candier's definitely got an AC more than 1,000,000.
Yeah, so having 1,000,000 plus 2 would be great.
yeah, I'll prepare. Like, I've got a shield.
Yeah.
Like, I'll prepare to cast it on Candia because it'll
Slow
make
walk.
no difference to me.
I
Because my AC
have
is
like
useless.
nothing.
Fuck,
don't think I can
this
have
could make
any
the landing
protective
really
spell.
interesting. Have that, Candier.
Oh god.
Oh.
Let's go! Evasive maneuvers!
I feel like
Oh
you
my
could
God,
actually kill an
that's
icon by exhausting them.
I
Maybe.
mean, they stack, right? So that's +4.
Plus
Yeah,
4 AC.
I was gonna say, the
wait.
thing you notice though, Maratis, is you can't actually cast that on Candir.
Why? What?
Yeah.
Not willing.
Oh.
Do you mean?
Mhm.
That's doing its thing.
Alright. So why?
Oh,
why-
sweet.
Wait.
Candier,
I'll
take my
give her a speed
spell.
boost.
Why don't you bless us, dude? Bless. Save me.
Candier just feels like spell after spell after spell getting slammed into her. She's like, what the fuck is going on?
My backpack's angry.
It's the coolest thing, though. She's just like preparing all these casters, and just like zoop, zoop, zoop.
It's like the
Fucking
shot from
Tamagotchis
like
woke up.
the shot from like, you know, a boat in the middle of the Midland Sea looking up, and it's just this streak like a comet, but like with various spell effects coming off
All
the
the
back
colours,
of it now.
yeah.
The Nyan cat of the sky. Oh dear. But yeah, so yeah, you hear through the like again the air like zooming past everybody's. I like it. At least you're adding in. I'll add my fighting style in. Yeah, like you hear the wind howling past you all, and yeah, you hear the metal clank of that glass metal clank of, you know, angry reverberation in the sky. All of the wards, like the beams from them, seem to like attenuate. And then there is a bright light.
No.
Yeah. So there is a incredibly loud roar that comes from Candir in response to this bright light. And then can everyone roll a Constitution save with disadvantage, please?
Right.
Okay.
I will put
Right.
the DC in for you all.
Because
well.
we're
Bye.
being glued to the source of the roaring.
Enjoy.
Yeah, we're all fucked. Just accept it.
Ryan, can I just say that so would I just be rolling a normal then?
Nope, because that's to
Yeah.
maintain spell.
That's concentration.
Yeah, it's not all Constitution saves.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm still technically concentrating.
Yeah, I'm
damn.
not asking
That'll
you.
be another extra save.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have not succeeded.
Shan, why did you put that in the chat? I have PTSD. I hate you.
Oh,
Fucking
the judgment.
Sapphire the King. Is the Emperor Sapphire that tag's called?
So
Like,
Mm-hmm.
We're doing
Right.
so well here, guys.
we're all
is that
dead.
everybody's in? Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it, guys. Let's do it.
Oh,
Uh,
hey.
It's still
18.
worth. It's still worth having in there, right? Yep. Yep. Yeah. You all pass out
Mm.
because nobody got above
Yeah.
a 20, did they? Or a 20 or above,
Good thing
sorry.
we're glued, eh?
Oh, no.
Yeah. He's all.
Above a 20.
Did you? I don't think you did,
Yeah,
buddy.
it was just in the wrong bit.
I don't. No. So Crumbar's last to wake up.
Or is
Here,
it
I'm not hiding, Bastille.
So no, you go. Nope, you're last to wake up, and yeah, You all wake up in that kind of very disoriented ringing in your ears type thing, blurry vision, trying to get like a handle on things. You seem to have like cuts and frostbite all down you for any exposed skin. And you just look over and you see Candir in Candir form as opposed to dragon form, holding her hand up towards the ward that she is covered in ice, that she seems straining to hold. She looks like she's had a fairly impressive blow knock her for 6, right? She doesn't look quite as refined or unblemished as she might have looked generally. She turns to everyone, again, looking like probably the only time you've ever seen her look strained in your experience of Candir, as she clearly is like trying to maintain holding that ward above Omen. She turns to the party and says, "We are not alone. Defend me while I hold this." And then the party look around.
Yes.
The party see things coming towards them. Can you roll perception, please, everyone?
Oh, naughty guy.
Normal perception.
Yep, normal rolls.
Regular.
Fucking hell.
You obviously got a mighty blow
You're
to the head.
distracted
Yeah.
by.
Yeah.
Hey.
Wow.
Nice.
I have the best perception.
2 eyes. Oh, good.
Good. Yeah, actually. Fuck you with your 16 eyes.
So, everybody who got a 15 or over can use roll Arcana.
Actually do it.
Hey.
Nice.
Okay.
Don't know if I even. What was my person?
Are you using any more luck?
My perception didn't do it. Sorry. Well,
I didn't use any after all because I only had a +1 in Constitution, so I realized there was no way I would
Yeah.
get
I'm
there.
asking
I don't
Are
think
you-
any of us.
Are you rolling again though? I mean, now with your 11.
Okay, yes, I will.
Okay, you may as well ask now because obviously if I'm going to reveal something, that's perception.
Yeah.
It's Arcana we need.
Cool.
Arcana roll.
Yeah, sorry, I
It's okay.
rolled the thing above me. Sorry, brain is getting a bit scrambled at this time.
Okay, it's okay. We
No.
got our answer. Do you
Every
wanna,
time.
Are you going to roll
First one.
again or?
Mhm. No,
Okay, cool.
No.
In that case, then
Just in
it is
case.
only Isla that recognizes what's coming towards you.
Oh no.
The personification of death itself.
Her dad.
Is it the plan?
No,
that's too vague. That's
Oh.
everything we've met.
you see some creature, bipedal in nature,
It's a mimic.
tentacles for a face, elongated
Oh my God.
purple skull,
Oh no.
oh my god!
walking
Fuck's
towards
sake.
you.
Fuck.
Oh my God.
this.
It's a mind asshole.
Yep.
What?
You heard a
Oh
mind
my
asshole. You see
It's a mind asshole.
A mind
coming from
asshole?
the other direction, an orb floating off the ground, stalks coming
Oh,
from
God.
its body,
Oh god!
with eyes at the end of it.
Oh, this is a world of fuck.
Fuck's
Oh god,
sake.
why are we here?
Most
And
hated
we
creature in
end
the
the
game.
session
Ryan.
there.
No!
Okay.
Beholder
Ryan,
and my flare.
Has our friend Dom introduced you to our mutual friend Ollie?
Yeah, don't me.
Okay.
Nope.
'Cause
So,
he's a bit
Ollie was the
obsessed
one who
with
put
that
me up
thing.
against the Astral Dreadnought and 4 Beholders.
hey,
I know.
yous are a mighty party of super heroic people in a world
Oh,
needing your
God.
help. You have a whole cluster of fuck of items and problems, and you have the white dragon with you. What could
Who
possibly
we
go
can't
wrong?
let get
We
hit.
have to protect.
Yep.
She's a liability. Fuck.
That
So,
is the
Oh!
best cartoon ever.
what would you like to call the session?
All
Panic!
It's pretty good.
In all capitals.
If you say it fast enough, it's funny.
Oh my god. Oh, I enjoy it.
Oh,
Oh.
Mm.
alright, check this out. Because it's in the eye of the beholder, and we're in a ruin.
We've lost our eye.
Mhm.
Mm. Any other suggestions?
Yeah, Ryan got where I was going with that.
Yeah. You definitely gave me the right vibe. Yep, it's good. On frosty wings, on winter wings. Yep, it's good. Anything else? Suggest Johnny. So any suggestions, as opposed to Scott just quoting Lyric? Oh, I spelled that wrong, but you get the gist of it.
I'm just thinking of the song now.
Yeah.
On the wings of a dove.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking of that, but I was.
Yep, I'm going for that.
Oh dear. Right, I don't see any votes.
I'm going for that because that's amazing.
It's terrible.
It's amazing. Fuck you.
I'm still going with that.
Go for this just because. No, wait. Right.
Right. Okay. Any movement on any of these? Because if that's the case, if everyone's
I feel like
voted,
it's just.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just the right one.
right, we're going with panic.
Yeah. Like panic.
Okay.
Ryan just looked at his monster manuals and went, two flagship monsters. Here you go.
Right,
That's why I went
tip
Hero's
monster
Bargain. I
manuals,
was like,
lol.
this is the test of a D&D character's lifespan. The Beholder one.
Oh
What
no.
about this then as a suggestion?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
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 There's a new song that's pretty good.
Humans who eat
Classic.
bread. Any tiebreakers here?
Panic and.
There is
I was trying to figure out something that involves the idea of tying yourself and then kind of like
Oh.
What?
to a dragon or.
I feel like this is like Ryan going, oh wait, it's October, we'll have a beholder, and now there's spiders all over a dragon, and here's the
Beholder
mind flare,
monster.
and there's blood magic.
You know what, actually, yeah.
Yeah, because I can predict you guys turning into spiders crawling all over Candir's back. That's things I can
It's
predict.
me. Nick, yep, I'm gonna rescind my other.
No, that's next one.
Okay. In that case,
That's
then we
next
have a winner unless there's any other
episode.
movement. Going once. Going twice. I think we've got a winner. Okay. Good. Right. So, goals.
Oh,
Just no.
We're so
lie
good at
down.
this.
Try not to cry. Cry a lot.
Hey, we made it back to Omen. There are goals like in reach. You just didn't.
As long as we don't.
Does
Yeah,
Mike's
as long as we don't
research
die.
into magics that allow us to re-enter Omen? The white.
There you go.
Yeah.
If only you
Magic.
had.
You
If only you had
Magic
researched.
dragon. If you knew you'd researched the white specifically. Oh yeah, she can go Celeste.
So,
I did imagine flight.
so
Does that
let's go down the list, shall we? Do we have a new Eye of Janus?
No.
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 What compromised the Warden Omen?
Fucking demons.
Magna.
Right, that's the answer, boy.
Locate GGW?
No.
No. Sorry, Grandpa.
Have the remaining wards reset to default?
No.
Oh.
No.
Ensure Rhea is safe was done.
Yay!
Yep, please go. Feel free to move that across, somebody.
I can't, guys. I'm on the work laptop. Just saying. But yeah.
I can move it for you.
Okay.
Thank you very
Bastiel,
much.
you have not found out what the High Druid has to say about the Phoenix yet.
Nope.
And Serene, you have not quite discovered what is up with the Fae plus in Omen to prepare for
But
bonus.
there's definitely a plus.
I think it's about to be found out, though. I don't want to find out, though.
You may have some of the answers approaching.
Maybe.
No.
And Grumbar, sorry, Isla skipped apparently for some reason.
Yeah.
Yep, Isla, have you uncovered new info about Tiefling linked to the Abyssal Breach?
Nope.
Grumbar, you investigated the Santa Clara religious leaders for motivations against the GW?
Not yet.
Breathe. And Maratus, you haven't actively researched magics that allow you to re-enter Omen.
But I feel like I can get rid of that because I now have an answer to that question. A dragon.
I mean, you technically don't because she just flew there. Right? She flew there and
We've
tanked a
dropped
hit.
down and there's a beholder and a mind flayer at the foyer greeting us. I ain't fucking coming back, man!
What's wrong with it?
I've seen enough hentai to see where this might go. I ain't
There we
coming
go.
back!
Hey, yous wanted to find out what was in Omen. Okay? This is some of the answers.
I don't like any of them.
I know it.
I told you wouldn't like the answers. Oh dear. Right, so if that's the case, what goals are we changing?
All of them.
Okay. Tell me what one's changing first.
That one.
I don't know what that means. Talk it out.
Survival man.
Survival man.
Survive is not a good goal. That's all I'm gonna say.
So
I know. I'm joking.
I know.
is the ward of Omen just like
Protect
almost
Candier?
dust now? Is it completely like crumbling?
No, it's in the
apart?
sky. It just blew her out of the sky and she's holding it frozen.
Oh.
Which means Magna's not out of it yet.
Safe.
Hmm.
Yeah, it means that cutscene hasn't happened yet.
I thought she's holding it together because it's basically
Yeah,
if
that's
she
what I'm
lets go, it'll
wondering.
be
Yeah.
destroyed.
She's-
They
she's-
also it's the cutscene. I mean,
her.
Magna's not back yet.
Yeah, the thing about the words is they're really, really trigger happy when dragons fly towards them. So,
So
Well,
that
okay, well,
overrode, yeah,
Mm.
whatever.
And keep in mind, it was
Shit,
like,
dragon.
I want to just highlight, folks, that this ward had the other 5 supporting it. Think of the hit she just tanked.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
she's
Well,
so cool.
we do have a lot of reasons to be here. We should probably just put those as our goals, right? I mean, the
It's
heart,
like catching
the
about an
plant
hour
heart.
can deer bite.
Free the plants.
Yeah, the plant heart thing. We
I
should
think
probably get
I think it's probably
Yeah,
freed
it's probably
itself
these
at this
guys.
point.
to that. Probably.
Could absolutely be these guys.
Yeah. What else did we
Could
want to do here?
Could be better than these guys, or could be worse than these guys, or it
Yeah.
could be these guys.
It's worse. It's the
Yeah.
Tarrasque. Come on.
Yeah.
What about find out where these enemies have came from?
Okay, where do you think they've came from?
I don't know.
Maybe they were
Came
being
from
held.
Hell itself.
They were
I
being
wonder.
like restrained and kept somewhere, like all those weapons.
Yeah.
And now Magna wasn't there to be like, no, stay in your naughty cage.
Alright, so wait, so let's say there was no beholder in that. If we were standing in Omen, what would we go and do? What would each one of us go and look for to go and complete? Right.
Not gonna
Oh.
lie, Maratus would be entirely selfish and try and go home and get some of his dad's stuff.
Okay, that would
I'm
that's
wondering.
a good one.
Yeah,
Right,
trying to
I'm
establish
wondering-
survivors, trying to establish, like, is there anyone left here?
I'm
Yeah.
wondering if there's a hell gate in
Oh.
Omen that they've
Yeah.
got here.
Now, I would say that I can tell you this now because Isla got a really good roll. A Beholder and a Mind Flayer, or an Illithid, if you will, aren't fiends.
No.
Aberration. So that means the abyss, right?
That's all I'm saying. It means they're
So not a
unlikely.
hellhole.
They're
Yeah.
unlikely to have came out of a hellhole.
But I remember aberrations come from the warping of already existing life by a hellhole, right?
The abyss, the effect at the abyss can cause aberrations. It doesn't mean
Yeah.
to say they solely come from there. Yep.
Okay.
And keep in mind, the
Oh my
abyss,
God,
the
what-
abyss existed separate to the breach that was made in it. The breach is the portal to.
One of them's
This
going to be
helpless.
Magna, the other one's
Yeah.
going to be Victoria.
One's Magna, one's Historia.
Is one missing an
It's actually they're just really popular names in Omen.
Yeah. Okay. I would like to save a train.
Okay, just carry a train out with you.
If you
Casting
just help me go
reduce.
get my dad's work, we can get that done ourselves.
Okay,
Make
so
our own trains.
I'm happy to take that goal for both of us if you don't want to change yours, because I'll just change mine either way. I'm not doing.
I think I am gonna be selfish. Maratus is the type that would be like,
Okay.
I'm away getting my dad's shit.
Dude, yeah, your goal, get a train.
So I'll help with that, and then I'll have another goal.
Train schematics. So we can
Yeah.
make our own
Acquire.
train.
We don't know Magna's back,
Ah.
but
Yeah.
I mean,
could we still
arguably
have...
he's not back. The ward's still in the sky. The 5 wards are still supporting it.
Yeah, that's in place for when he's not around.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think, yeah, we're here before he's stamped back.
That's why I said last time for the
Do you wanna
cutscene.
gain
Sometime
access to
later.
Hey, do you want to gain access to that
Armory.
armory?
Yes.
No.
Let's
Yes.
not
No.
touch the
It's a
thing that killed
terrible.
you.
Rescue Omen's
I mean, I want
armory.
to, but don't do it.
Like, touch everything, but also no.
Okay, I'm going to change. I know my character sheet. I should be in the go.
I
I'm
think
going to.
before you say that just now, Bastel, your secure Omen's armory is a very vague sentence.
Okay, stop their stuff getting into bad guy hands.
Do you consider yourself a good guy in this conversation?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
So,
what I was
what I'm
worried.
hearing is loot Magna's armory.
No, even just to stand there and stop something retrieving anything from it, because
How long are you
yeah,
going to
you know,
stand there, though? Like, the rest of the time?
one horde mode. 2 waves of enemies.
You see why it's a bad goal? Like, something like that can definitely be, like, slotted in, but that's... You'll need to work on the wording of it.
Okay, so can I put... So then I guess we would just have to take it from this place so it doesn't fall into Fiend's hand, right?
You're talking like you can touch it and it isn't going to just turn you inside out or make you like.
Ah,
So there's
okay.
a lot of stuff in there.
I have plans, okay? It's called Gears. It's called making animals carry it for me.
Just because you don't have skin doesn't mean it can't, still
Can you?
burn.
Or like,
Well, so what? You're just gonna let the denizens of hell have, like, a nuke? A nuclear
I imagine
bomb?
the denizens of hell will touch it and it will do the same.
Can't touch it
I
either.
don't know.
Yep.
maybe
Okay,
you should
so
go there and try and,
I
like,
don't know, I
coax
wouldn't
them
risk
to
it.
come touch it to see if they can or not. Like, set up a small carnival event, you know? Step right up, try
Here
your luck!
we have it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah!
Yep.
Whatever one is successful, you then proceed to skin it, make some kind of gauntlet out of its body, and then you can pick it up. Success, everybody wins.
Or Gias
Oh,
that way.
Well, could secure also mean just like cover, like bury it in rubble, or just stop things accessing it, lock it off?
Okay, so I don't know.
Okay, now we're
Are
going.
you more
places.
like checking that it's still there, like it's not already been?
I just don't want
Something
anyone
like
to be able
ensure
to stroll in and grab
Omen's
things.
armory remains
Yeah, no,
safe.
I get what you're saying. I mean, so you know that was in like the heart of his palace,
Yeah.
and his army didn't just vanish overnight, right?
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably
So
still had like other protections in place as well.
yeah,
Yeah. No. In my mind, this is a wasteland.
yeah. I
But-
mean, the
but
thing is,
okay.
right? That's not a bad visual for the where yous are right this very second. Is probably pretty fucked. Yes.
Okay. But the rest of the city's like half there still.
You haven't explored enough of it yet, but you imagine you're probably as close to the center as she could have got you before, like probably diving into the ground. The wreckage around you might be because she caused it crash landing.
Okay.
Never mind the impact damage that spilled over from her from the ward, buffed by 5
Yeah.
other wards. Yeah. Yeah. This is why Candair
What am I-
said you might not get a lift home.
Okay.
So, goals, folks. What have we got? I think you could say ensure no one
I just
gets.
decide to walk home.
It's like yeah, ensure Omen's armory cannot fall into anyone else's hands. I think is a good one. Right?
Yeah, but thing is, I'm low key thinking maybe I just say Candair, take this to the forge.
But that would
You know?
that'd still be a qualifier, right? Like as long as
Okay.
like if that is your intentions, get Candair to secure the armory, something like that.
Yeah.
Because that does give you the
Or
challenge
keep
of
it
making
kinda
sure
open.
she is still able to function as well.
Yeah.
It's a very decent goal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Candair to the armor.
I love the idea that it's like you and Magna next chat at some point down the line, and you're like, "Yo, so I gave all your stuff to the white."
Mhm.
Sounds
You know
okay.
your like enemy
Yeah.
to the white.
We're such good pals.
It's so
Well, he
good.
left it there. What do I say?
You say that like it was like an act of complete.
They left it there in a place where people couldn't
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, it wasn't like he was just completely negligent. Right. Okay. Arya, what do you want your new goal to be? Because you're sitting blank at the moment. What's your thoughts?
No,
Anything?
I think an important thing would be to get into how do I put this? To see if the plants still talk to me.
Okay.
Is that actually
So-
was it me they spoke to? I think it was actually me. It was
It was Serena and Dew, so
The ring can do that.
and
Yeah.
technically Isla now as well.
Yeah,
You've all
Yeah.
kind of had some plant interaction.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Charlie found
Because
his
Come on,
angels, but
come
Charlie
on,
was
someone
stuck
has
on the
to-
ground.
whatever
Yeah.
was there.
Re-establish contact with the
Yeah.
plant.
But rescue the heart or something.
Yeah.
That'd be
We-
fun.
we-
Halloween
That's the thing, I
episode.
don't know if it is a heart or such.
Yeah.
But like, so
Just
No,
is
I
it?
think I would want
red.
to
Do you
see
want to
if
check?
it's contactable.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So do you want to try and do establish contact with? You could call it plant creature if you want to call it something, so we know what we're talking about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Somebody type that in for her. There we go.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, I'm
Scott,
good.
you had a thought there. What was yours now? Yep.
So change mine to find signs that Eremos was/is in the castle.
Okay. I don't know what that means.
Oh.
Ultimately.
That would be like investigating, because we know there's definitely a link to Magna. They hold the same weapon. So maybe
yeah.
find what that is in the castle.
Yeah,
Well,
basically, I'm trying to hopefully find error, like,
I think that's
find
just
Eremos.
find Eremos really, because
yeah.
yeah, it's not like he's gonna. I mean, yeah.
Well, science.
Find lead to Eremos.
yeah, Columbo Eremos. Find clues.
The thing is, the reason why I'm saying you want to say locate Eremos, is because ultimately that's the goal you're actually after, and you're assuming there will be signs to find.
Yeah, like, I mean, it could be a case of, like, you find, like, one of his old,
Letter.
another book of his, another some kind of inky boy, another.
Okay,
You
so
know.
what you really want then
Get
is
back on his
yeah, I
trail.
was gonna say gain substantial lead on Eremos.
Yeah.
That's it, really, isn't it? Yeah, and it's ease ere
That's a good one.
in Moss.
Game lead on.
Eremos. Eremos.
Eramus.
Still got an O in there, in the middle. Doesn't need to be there.
Almost like Erebus, like darkness.
Like Oreos. Aramus, Aramus.
I'm guessing I'm missing this, but okay.
Perfect. There we go. There we
I
go.
prefer Melody.
I'm sure you do. This way gets you XP. Okay.
But not a moose.
Right. Anyone else changing this? So Maratis, I know you've changed yours. Okay. We can say that there is definitely distinctively, like, your father's, like, manuscript and or like journal or whatever we'd call it, right? Like his collected, like, engineering journal or whatever. We can at least state that that is a thing. It is a tangible object that you could at least acquire, rather than lifting a train.
Oh, was the
No.
No,
I
it'd be
want to
like
go back home
in
to
Fallout,
like
where it's a
his
hat.
study that's in the house, and
Mhm.
just be like, I'm gonna take maybe a couple of little items just because
Yeah.
this might be all we get, and I don't have much.
Yeah, stuff you can
I
leave
can help
in
with that.
Forge instead of taking. Yep. Just to fuck with people.
was the hours of flight on Candace back a long rest?
No. It did not take her 8 hours to get there.
Isn't it 6?
What, sorry? A long rest is 8
Mhm.
hours.
Yeah. Oh.
Yep. Although the Unearthed Arcana wording for Star Elf, which is the newest thing they've released, does say you can gain the benefits of a long rest on 4 hours of trancing where you remain conscious. So they changed the wording on trance because trance never let you half the long rest requirement. It just let you be, like, active for half of it. So now you can actually, as a Star Elf, get a long rest in 4 hours, which is incredible.
My sentry's rest is 6 hours.
Is that not what trance does? Gives you the benefits of 8 hours of sleep.
So you get the benefits of 8 hours of sleep, but 8 hours of sleep isn't a long rest. A long rest is taking 8 hours of chill time, and you can sleep during that. You don't need to sleep to get the benefit of a long rest. People just double it up because it's efficient. Yep.
Right.
Yeah. It's why, like, elves who trance still need to do like 4 hours of light activity to still tick off the 8 hours total. It's very, like, nitpicky, if you ask me, but it is what it is. Anyway, that's
I
off
always
topic.
read that as
It's off topic. Let's
as,
stick on
like,
the goals
eh.
page. So what else is changing on goals? Who else has got goals for me? Right, so we've got established contact with plant being for Arya. Batel's got get Candir to Omen's army, which really is get Omen's armory to Candir.
Yeah.
Realistically.
Connect the dots.
Yep. Serene has what's up with the Fae. I assume you're keeping that one active. It's probably quite a good one to keep,
Yep.
to be perfectly honest. Yep. We've got Isla. Are you doing anything with yours?
I feel like I should, but I don't really know what I'd change it to because I feel like a lot of what I'd be interested in is covered elsewhere.
Well,
So I might keep it because I could try and raid. I could be like, so who is the tiefling expert? Cool, I'm going to go and raid their house.
Well, if you like exploring a link to the abyss and we kill an abyssal creature, maybe you can look at analyze its anatomy and things like that, and
That's true.
do some
I can
spells.
poke it with a stick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds like a plan.
Could this thing be a tiefling? I guess I don't know.
And keep in mind, like, keep in mind that those rules established that you knew something to identify them, right?
Oh, true.
Keep in mind that that's knowledge that you have had. If that makes
Yeah.
sense. Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, like dissect a body. Oh,
So, to get any ideas they could suggest for Isla?
I say really just look at their anatomy and study them and see if there's anything in common with your own body. Maybe
How would she know what's inside herself?
Find the
like
secret.
cutting herself open.
Okay.
Oh.
Remember, our casual level of anatomy in this day of, enlightened technology isn't what it would be like in a fantasy setting. So
Oh, you know what would be cool? If you can drag the body to an omen lab. Get it forensics or something. I don't know. This is where it would be, right?
Keep in mind as well, these aren't necessarily alone on Omen.
Mm.
Remember, as I said, roughly 10,000 people lived here. So.
And now they're all.
Oh god, they've all been turned into elephants.
That is
Yeah,
a
I'd be fairly interested in
possibility.
doing something on like establishing contact with survivors in Omen.
Okay. So.
Trying to find out what happened in the 2 weeks we're missing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So piece together timeline. 2 weeks timeline.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
That would be really helpful.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Is it? Yeah.
I'm gonna
So
say
like,
it.
or like, and it's piece together missing 2 weeks. I think is probably good enough for you. Yeah. Perfect. Right. Any other goals to change, update, or anything, especially general goals going once?
Just before I lock this in, can I clarify something?
Sure.
Bastiel sees Candir as the kind of the ruler of the Forge, right?
Okay.
So, is there any kind of weird? Does it look weird for him to treat her like that and actually try and be like, okay, this is for the Forge, helping you is helping the Forge, or
no,
would I be?
It depends.
Okay.
Like, it depends because the king is obviously of Forge is still Patrivangis, right?
Yeah.
But she is still like essentially acting as like a steward currently, right?
So would it be like helping my own queen? Is that basically how I would see her? She's the queen of my people, the ruler of my people.
I mean, she's definitely acting as a protector of the dwarfs. Because remember, there's clearly some kind of mutual benefit to them working together. Patrivangis and her get on really well, but she is not the ruler of dwarves, but she is sitting in the throne of the ruler of the dwarves, and nobody's saying anything. Remember all the kind of elite guards who were wearing like the kind of like dragon enhanced armor and stuff like that. So
maybe I'll actually send in Patrivangis or something and see what he thinks of helping her in this way. Would it be stupid to let these things fall into her hands and things like that? We'll see.
Okay, so why don't you just say move Omen's armory to Forge? How about that as a goal? Because that's ultimately what you want.
I don't know. Meritus will actively stop me.
Yeah, but that's why it's a goal, because there's challenge involved.
No, that is like one player will die.
Not if he's at his house. Remember, his house and the palace are far enough apart that it's not like they can just scream at each other unless you're just sending battle with each other. Also, goals are meant to be exciting.
Okay.
Right. General goals going twice. Okay, cool. Goals are done if you're happy then, Bastiel.
Yeah, I'll keep it. She'll be my avenue.
Okay, cool. In that case then, everybody gets 1 goal of XP.
Woohoo! Yay!
Yeah!
What should we be on, guys?
It's in the tracker,
47?
so I'll let you know in a second. So it was 103600, so it's 1200 more than that, whatever that is.
Then.
Oh, 1248.
Yeah, he's a level 12.
800.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We got the free level.
What are we? 10400.
Yeah, 1048.
104800.
1048. Okay.
Yeah, the 12 times table is not bad to us just now.
When's the next level?
It's probably a ridiculously big number. Let's have a wee quick nosy at the next level. It's in the rules under miscinfo rules, and then XP numbers. Where are they? It is 120,000 XP.
Okay. Not bad.
Yeah. So.
I mean, if we survive this thing, that's gonna be a good chunk.
No. Actually, never mind. I was going to say, you know how perfect it would be if I could Temple of the Gods for us here, so we have like a base, but then the Beholders have Disintegrate. It would just yeah.
Also, just the hilarity of doing Temple of the Gods on Omen. is funny to
Bring
me.
up a full day's cast time of space, and then it just goes pot.
Yeah. But I also just love the idea that, you know, like, even Magna comes back and burns whatever he's got left of him. Maybe even he dies doing it just so they can say no.
Disgusting.
Right, okay. I've already updated their character sheets that can. Good. I'm going to just assume that's all completely yeses across the board. Thank you very much for your feedback. And let's go into wrap-up chat. Why don't you start us off? Arya.
Well, basically, I was happy to be back and be able to catch up.
It was good to get you back as well,
Yay,
yep.
Birdie is back.
Yay, Roya.
Birdie is
Yeah.
back. And it does feel like being back because I'm like, oh, people are bickering. Will they kill each other? Will they not? Should I interfere?
Do I care?
It definitely feels very much like always.
Yep.
Maybe different people bickering, but still.
Yeah.
And we got to fly on top of the dragon, and this time it wasn't me bringing the giant spiders. I think you all should be happy about that.
Yep.
Because at least that was one, and that was temporary. You know, when I bring them out, it's like 3, and they hang out for a while, and so on. So I feel you should admire my restraint in all this.
Yeah.
We should admire me.
And also, it was nice to catch up a bit with old friends.
Indeed. I will also take this moment and say that keep in mind, everyone, you have burnt a fair chunk of spell slots getting here, and while in Forge. Yep.
Yeah.
Yay!
I've got my 6th level left.
I will state though, anyone that has fun short rest powers definitely could have used them on the back of Candir getting here. For those of you that want to attempt
Arcane recovery.
Yeah, anything like that. Sorcerer reshigging spell slots and whatnot. Yeah, all those wonderful abilities that people may or may not want to make use of before they get into a fight. Unless you have a very, very strong chat, you know, at the start of the game.
Yeah.
Maybe we just negotiate with them.
Yeah.
I think it'll be fine.
To beholders and mind flayers, they're perfectly reasonable.
Yeah.
We've definitely had one night's sleep between leaving, you know, Omen as birds and all.
Yeah, you've
and
rested
coming
since.
back here.
You've rested since Omen. You rested in Horizon for a day. Yes. So if you, it's only like you'd be fully charged.
Just
Whatever
checking,
you spent in Forge is the only things you'll be down. Okay, so if you've not spent anything in Forge, you'll be fully charged. Yep.
Okay.
Obviously, everything on the back of Candir, etc.
Oh, I get my stuff back from Iganis then.
No, because that was on the second day, right? And then you've left. So you've used all that too. Yep.
Okay, so alright.
Yep. It's like because that was on the second day. Like the rest was, you know, the tick over. Arya didn't do anything on the second day other than meditate because obviously she wasn't with us narratively.
Okay.
And yous went out and did the day, and then yous were sent by Rasira, I want to say, or somebody sent. I can't remember exactly how yous got to Forge. I have forgotten that already. I assume it was Rasira. It makes sense that it probably was him.
Teleportation.
Yeah.
It was completely not even that important. Yous got there anyway. It was a dream, and yeah. Let's see. So okay. So just so you know, keep track of all the stuff you've burned, please, because it doesn't just magically come back yet. Right. Bastiel, do you want to go next for me, buddy?
Yeah, that was cool. I finally got to have that. I'm sure everyone's going to have that kind of individually kind of proving themselves one-on-one with Maratus. It's like a reverse hazing, where the new guy does it to everyone else. But that was cool. I've been looking forward to that for a while, actually.
Oh, good.
Progress with the source. He's a total bitch, and he will pay for this. I love the idea of Bastiel being the crazy one.
Yeah.
Oh, the tables have tabled.
Yep. Oh, how the turntables. Yep.
I really love that all our goals. This is the first time we've just drilled down into it military commando style. We've all got a serious mission with exactly what's going to happen next week.
Yep.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Good time. Can't ask for more.
It was good. I really enjoyed the scene between you and Murata. That was really strong. I liked what came up during it. We got to see a lot of the characters as well, like what actually drives them to a degree, and also what has shaped them from their pasts to bring them to where they are. It's kind of interesting.
Oh yeah, the sword was a massive. I'm very surprised Maratus has hidden that so well this whole time. This whole dimension to the character.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
Well, that's good. Speaking of Maratus.
Hola, senor.
Hello.
That was that. Why a beholder and a mind flayer? Why them?
Well, I looked at my notes and said, why not?
Person.
That's what.
Too many
That's
tentacles.
why.
It's just too many.
Some are eye stalks.
I'm sure that matters to them.
Mm.
No, as that was a lot of fun. As always, getting to talk to Bastiel. Bastiel, you need to not talk to your source. It's up to bullshit. Just oh, by the way, he's gonna kill you.
Yeah, nah, he's asking for it now. He's asking for it.
It's excuse, you're sus. But yeah, having that conversation with Bastiel and being all right, you want to know what I am? Here you go. I use a sword. I am a wizard that uses a sword.
Yeah.
Because I'm a lovely blade singer, which you brought up a while ago. You talked about your blade singer, and I'm just I'm gonna need to be real quiet. I'm gonna need to be real
That's
quiet.
why I'm surprised you kept it in so long, because I have brought that up. Damn.
I know you did. I was don't panic, man.
Amazing.
Don't panic. That's why my dude has his cane, because I don't need it to. It's just why not?
Fucking nuts.
If we all could have a cane that was a sword, I think we all would.
Yeah.
Fair.
It's just an
Breaded cane.
Oh god, no.
Mm.
Candir, just we just got to ride on the back of basically the god tier level monster. That's cool as fuck.
Yeah. Also, that's the coolest mind flayer I've ever seen in the chat. Holy shit.
The buff boy.
Yeah,
buff boy, yeah.
fuck. I want to play that.
No.
Well, that sounds like a fun idea, Bastiel, and wizards say no to fun ideas, so...
No. The fact that I got to talk to Ayla. Just establish at least a little base, I'm not your enemy. I'm just upset. We'll talk about this later, though.
Yeah.
After the tentacle monsters.
Yeah, we got bigger fish to fry.
We have bigger... There's the calamari and a meatball to deal with. Okay, let's just deal with them respectively.
I didn't put an aboleth in this. There's no fish to fry. But there could be an aboleth as well.
No.
I now literally know where you live.
This is true. I got a lovely visit from Natalie the other day. It was very nice to see her.
Well, just by randomly, she just knocked on your door.
I invited her to my home, and she came to my home, and then
Okay.
We are IRL friends.
Lies! No one's IRL friends.
Lies and slander. Imagine.
I know, but it was absolutely fantastic. The tension just keeps amping up and amping up every game. It's just what are we gonna be like when we get to the final session, when it's time to fight demon gods? We're just gonna be
puddles.
just lying on the floor, just making pterodactyl noises. I
Yep.
imagine that'll be the whole session. Is just echoey sounds coming from everyone's Discord.
Yep, just screeching, loud screeching.
Screeching and randomly hearing Roll20 click off because that's the spell you've cast. I don't know at this point. But as always, I love yous. Stay safe in game and IRL.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the in-game one's gonna hold true.
Shut up!
We're gonna do our best.
Shut up!
Yes. Crumbar?
Okay, so Catty to Dondrabella, that was good.
Yeah.
Flew on a dragon, that was good.
Hmm.
Got fucking nuclear bombed out of the sky, that was not so good. Then I woke up to fucking terror. But it means that next week I can punch things and people can't be mad at me. So yay!
I think you're missing the part where you can test if you're still a paladin, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Mm.
Also, but also punch things.
Please don't get within arm's reach of a mind flare. It
Why
goes
not?
sucky sucky. It goes sucky sucky your brain. We don't want this.
That actually happened to me. I got brain extracted in a campaign, and then they used reincarnate on me, and my fucking Sharkman shifter came back as a rock gnome.
If you do
That's a lot to
fucking
process.
what?
That's a lot to process.
Yep.
Wait.
Yeah, that's what reincarnate does. It changes your race and brings you back.
Yep. To resurrect with a race change built in.
It's so cool.
I really like it.
Fun and
Yeah.
random.
Basically, I'm going to fight the Beholder next week. Keep the Mind Flayer the fuck away from me.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it can kill you instantly. No death saving throws.
It does a sucky sucky brain maneuver and you dead.
Yeah.
I'll
Well,
give you
that's
I'll give you a tiny piece of advice then, shall I, for next week?
Yeah.
Know your characters.
Yeah.
And perhaps you need to play very, very smart with what you use against what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
No wasting.
Yeah, especially since some of you are not running it like, a full tank, essentially.
Mm.
Yeah.
Also, I know fuck all about the two enemies we're faced, so
That's okay. It's not like I'm ever
Hey,
using anything with the same stats that they've got in the book anyway, so don't worry about it.
That's fair.
And no teleporting things.
punch
Yeah.
things.
Oh yeah, don't summon stuff.
Yeah, so things like banishment might not be the best idea in this situation.
Mm.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Damn it, that would have been a good one as well.
Yeah.
Go away.
It's almost like Omen's a great battlefield to have when I know 3 of the party have banishment. Just coincidentally happen to be here. Oh dear. Now imagine though, if this had happened and Candir went here without you guys.
Oh.
Oh god.
Oh,
Oh, she was about to as well. If I didn't ask.
Yeah.
Oh.
So think of it that way. If you fail, she fails. Was that like a pep talk? I meant to hype you up? No, okay. I'll try it differently then. Combat's fun. Yay. XP. Yay.
We're doing a D&D.
Yep. Probably
And D&D.
probably
This
be
is what's going
and
to
D&D. It's so good. There is probably going to be a lot of XP for this fight.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool.
Remember that?
Great.
So just survive.
If we
so you
survive.
can get it. Yeah.
Do it.
And remember, it's divided by the number of players involved. So if some people do happen to fall, it's maybe more
Oh,
likely to
okay.
fall.
Don't revive them.
No, I'm
So-
kidding. That's a
Next
joke.
Yeah.
Do not think that is canon. Please keep your party alive. Yes. Right. Anything else, Scott? I think I kind of cut you off a bit.
I love you.
I love you too, buddy.
Also murder.
Also murder. Serene.
Oh.
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 Yeah. Oh.
I'm very glad that I. Well, am I glad that I went for a lift?
Mm.
Yeah,
Well, at least you're present.
I guess. Yeah, she likes me.
Yeah.
I can now say for certain that she likes me.
Mhm.
So that's pretty good.
Yep.
I
I thought see when you were inciting
Yep.
her family comment, I thought you were going to ask if she was trying to set you up with Moreno. For a split second, I thought that's
No.
what you were going to ask, and you didn't. I thought, okay, your question's a bit more sensible.
I just wanted to see if she actually liked her son.
Oh.
Because I could not tell before that. So yeah, it was good. And then she's got a lot of kids. They're
Yeah.
all hers.
Yeah.
So she's getting around. I don't know. yeah, very exciting. It was fun with Sean the Dragon. That was fun. And now terrified for death.
Yeah.
Death is coming. Yeah. So it's good.
Maybe something else for advice for next week is just have a backup character just in the back of your minds.
Yeah.
Just in the back of your
Great,
minds.
thanks. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah, not just you. I just meant in general for everybody. It's always
Just
handy
everyone.
to have. Yep,
Everyone.
just in case.
Yeah.
Because you know I don't pull my punches, and these are pretty heavy hitters, as you know from their reputation alone. So, I liked your scene with Candir. That was nice. I always like the fact that you're always one of the people that seems to like encourage NPCs to talk more. It's good. It's good.
It was fun. I'm never sure what to say in like RP stuff.
I think you did quite well.
Panic.
Yeah, I think you did quite well. And keep in mind, at least you've got that crystal if you want to phone home.
I do. I've got a crystal.
Yeah.
I put it in my inventory as Talkie Icicle.
Yeah, perfect.
That's what I've got.
Yep. So good enough, basically, yeah. Makes sense. Yep. Anything else, my dear?
No.
Excellent.
I just thought of something
Yeah.
for Serene's quest. If we can get a scale from the green, I can find the path to it. We can go and do that.
Ooh.
We need a bit of it. Maybe Candia has something.
Ask Candy if she's got an old bit of her brother.
Just lying around.
Like when your parents keep your child teeth. Is that what we're going for here?
Yeah.
Yeah, do you really want to meet the
Like,
parents
his last,
of the five?
shedding.
Is that a thing you really want to meet?
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yep. Isla.
I had lots of fun. I like seeing Dandrabella again.
Yep.
That was nice. I feel like I'm in the camp though of like we keep going to see people and I'm like, oh, I think we're just here to say hi.
Yeah.
I don't think we had an intention.
And you met her her grandson as well, so that was something.
Yeah, he seemed lovely.
Yep.
I enjoyed the idea that on the walk over to her, Crumbar and Arya were like, oh yeah, we terrified him before. That's why we weren't talking. And I was like, oh, okay, I see. And you do that a lot. Yeah, liked getting like a little bit of a, okay, cool. You're not gonna instantly kill me if I try and speak to you. From Moratis. I'm excited to try and build bridges.
Yes.
Yeah. Got to fly on a dragon.
You got a cool
Awesome.
storm moment before that as well, where you like quelled the weather. That was awesome.
Yeah, yeah. We've never really been anywhere with like like the weather's either nice or we were in Omen where there's like it's artificial weather. So I've always been like, I just don't think this is useful right now. And then I was like, it's useful.
Yep, it was cool. It was awesome. It's the exact moment you want to be able to go like, oh, it's okay, guys, I got this. Just calming the storm. Yeah, it's pretty badass.
No.
Pretty badass.
I enjoyed that. Yeah, I quite enjoy that Aina is maybe the one who has recognised the things. And hopefully I'll be able to maybe shout some kind of like, okay, tactics.
Yeah.
Stay away from everything. Protect Candir. Survive.
Everything bad. Yeah. I might ask like how much she might know about anti-magic cones and such.
I'm sure
So
we'll have a
to try
fun
and be
chat
like,
back and forth next week.
Yeah. Of like, okay, what do I know so I can like tell, okay, magic-y people. That
Might have to,
no good
like,
for
last resort, get her to use the Rod of Power.
Oh shit, we've got the Rod of Power.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point. I'd forgotten about that. Main item of the quest. Well done, Hannah. Oh, that's a good last resort, though.
Yeah.
Interesting.
If the war drops. Mm.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, it was a very fun session. It was like a, almost like a fairly calm beginning, I would say, relatively, despite the little tension between like Serene and Candir at the start, which kind of mellowed out pretty quickly. Very conversational right up until then a massive spike of tension between Bastiel, the Source, and Maratus, and then we sail straight into Omen again, going, why did we come back here? Ultimately. Which is good. I'm excited. Yeah. Imagine next week they just turn up and they're like, oh, have you seen this coffee place? There are no queues. And they're just lovely, you know? Great. Like a kind of comedy duo, you know?
Oh yeah, they're just tourists.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's unlikely though, so please read your character combat abilities. Anyway, thank you all for playing. Thank you to everybody who watched. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.